It'd be funny if it just caught the...
Yeah. Going live. But anyway.
No.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? We
Good
are live.
afternoon.
You can't do a funny voice just because Caradog's voice is broken.
Hello. This is my normal voice, except it isn't.
He came in doing this, and I was just like, "Is this a bit?" And he's like, "This is not a bit." So I'm like, "No, seriously, is this a bit or is your voice fucked?" You know?
Yes. Unfortunately, I have been slightly ill this week, so I randomly transition from sounding approximately normal when I push up slightly, and then this.
So one of two things is going to happen: either like through the course of this stream, your voice will just clear up and it'll all just blow out, kind of thing, or you're just going to completely annihilate your voice trying to do a stream.
And having all your hair something along these lines.
What you need to do is just try and do a falsetto voice like this, and that'll just demolish your voice cords. Anyway.
I find it really hard to do a falsetto in a speaking voice.
Legend of Zelda. Slurp.
Slurp.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, I genuinely can't do it for a speaking voice. It's funny because I know exactly where to go, like to do it, but I can't do it speaking. I can only do it singing.
Ah.
That's funny. Oh, how bizarre. But also, if I push about here, I can just about sound normal if I speak in this part of my register. But now I sound ever so slightly strained, and now I sound like I'm on helium. Oh no. It's gone terribly, terribly wrong.
It just sounds like escalating tension at the moment.
I am frightfully British.
Okay, let's... So anyway, how's everyone doing in the chat?
Good afternoon.
Right.
This is an entirely sensible stream. Nothing silly happens here. Hello, Paige.
Hello, Paige. How are you? Nice to see you around.
Oh my god. No. Steve Higgins is his comment.
Computers like, yes, no. Yes, I'm very concerned if that elicits that response, but you know. Anyway, right. Hello, everyone. How are we doing?
If it does, boy, do I have the streams for it anyway. Find me on only. Never mind.
Lots of familiar faces in the chat today. How are we all doing? Welcome to the show. We've got a show for you.
I am in good spirits despite everything that's happening.
Where we're going to talk about things and maybe do things.
Absolutely.
We've got, is that cider or coffee? Coffee at the moment, because, yeah, that's what I need. However, I nag me to have a cider, like, at the half-hour mark or something like that, because a lot of the streams, I forget to crack open a cider until we get to, like, an hour or an hour and a half, and by then I'm just like, a bit late to start drinking, isn't it? You know? So, not that it really matters for me, but, yeah, I might need a cider. I certainly do. Anyway,
this is quality entertainment, and I will hear no difference.
It's some kind of entertainment in that there's some people that are entertained by this. Anyway, we've got a couple of PCs that are not working that we're going to have a look at, and maybe a motherboard depending on what CPUs are lying around. So we've got two PCs that came in during the week. One of them doesn't power on, and the other one doesn't post. So the one that doesn't power on, it probably has a bad power supply or something like that. The one that doesn't post, who knows? I've not verified those, so knowing our luck, they'll both be a no fault found. There were going to be 3 PCs, but I checked one of them and it was a no fault found. So I headed that one off at the pass by plugging it in and being like, fancy that, it works. I swear 50% of the gaming PCs that come in are just no fault founds. And I'm just like, these would be really good videos, but I can't make a video on a no fault found.
Can't make a video on. I plugged it in and it worked.
Yeah. So pain. Which is a shame because it's a really flash looking PC specialist build as well, which is a great combination because it's a nice expensive looking PC, and because it's made by PC specialist, I can just punch down if there's anything wrong with it. You know, like whenever
you're not supposed to punch down.
Oh yeah, it would be punching up. That's the one. Yeah, sorry, wrong way around. Because like when it's one that's been built by the customer, you kind of don't want to be too brutal on any mistakes with the build. But when it's been done by a system integrator, you can be like, you know, everything that's slightly wrong, you'd be like, oh wow, they didn't do this properly, did they? You know.
Oh well, they used DDR2133 RAM with an i9.
Yeah. Horrifying.
In that one MSI motherboard video.
Oh god, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, it was 2400. It's fine. It was 2400.
Only. Very well. Okay, so yeah, and then the same customer also brought in a Z970 motherboard that they bent pins on in the LGA. And they basically said, you can have this, and if you can fix it, then cool. And I've had a quick look at it, and I'm like, yeah, I think I can fix that. However, it's what's the current Intel socket? Is it 1200?
The current socket's 1700.
1700. Okay, yeah. I don't have.
So you said it was a Z970.
Yeah.
As in 4th gen Intel.
Sorry. Where did I get? I meant a Z790. Yes. Sorry.
As in current gen.
13th gen.
As in 12th and 13th gen.
Current flagship platform. LGA 1700, couple of bent pins.
Okay.
Doesn't look so bad. However, I don't have any CPUs lying around to test with it. But if we end up taking apart one of his PCs, maybe there's a like based on the fact that he's got a broken Z790 motherboard. It's force of habit. Z97. It was a great platform, man. Like, can we acknowledge that Z97 was really good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Z790. Maybe one of those computers is a Z790, and maybe it's the no post. And during the course of the no post, we'll need to take the CPU out of it. In which case, I can be like, cool. I'm going to quickly try and straighten out the pins on this motherboard. Test that CPU in there.
The reason why the pins are bent is he's actually got an AM4 processor.
That'll do it. Yeah. But yeah. Oh no! You're giving me visions of like those stupid clickbait videos where someone tries to put like an AM3 CPU into like an LGA and then just starts hammering it in, kind of thing. Like it's obviously a joke, but it's still pain.
Or the one where they get the metal like spudger and they scrape off the pins.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Open the bloody cider. I'm still drinking my coffee. Afternoon all. No YouTube notification. As in no YouTube notification in the Discord, or like just YouTube not syndicating stuff? There was notification in the Discord, so it's YouTube. Therefore, there's nothing I can do about it.
Therefore, you should look at the Discord and get the role where you get a ping.
Yeah. If you were in the Discord, being part of the community, like like good people are, you're obligated to. You have to join the Discord. And you have to join the Discord. You have to be active. Non-active members will be fired out of a cannon into the sun.
They will be sacrificed at our feast.
That's not how it works at all. You don't have to. Anyway, right. Let's. I think we should probably grab one of these PCs just in case we run into rabbit holes.
The sun is full.
I wish.
So anyway, not getting political, but
oh boy,
can we all agree that fudge is great?
When you started saying, "Can we all agree that?" I was just like, "Here it comes! Here comes the hard left take, which is correct, but is going to get me hate in the comments."
Can we all agree that sugary confectionery goods are delightful?
Right. The Corsair, the Cooler Master, that's the one. Right, let's get this one, because this one is no power, so it's probably going to be an easy one. Beans.
That looks like a decent MSI motherboard.
Yeah, I think both of these are decent PCs. Which way is up? That way up. Okay, right, hang on a sec. I'm going to lay this down, and then I'll go and get the bench cam. And, I had a comment the other day. Or was it or a message in the Discord? I think it was a comment where someone was just like, "Oh, you always have the computer sideways with the power supply here," and I'm just like, instead of having it like the right way up, and I'm like, "Yeah, this gives me the best access though," but it also made me second guess myself as to whether I should have the computer 90 degrees clockwise.
But you're recording you fixing it, so it'd be in the orientation that you are fixing it in.
Yeah, I guess. And that's what. Yeah, I always have it this way around because then the ports are there, so I can plug stuff into the back.
Yeah.
That's why I do it that way.
Yeah.
Next topic. Right.
Yes. Yes.
And the person in the comments was wrong. Surprise, surprise. Sorry. Let me get a camera.
Enable what?
You're not reading marketing guff from the motherboard, are you?
Enable M.2_1 with 11th gen core processors, i5 and above. I don't know what that means specifically, but okay.
That's not implying that you can't use the M.2 slot if you've got like an i3 or something.
Possibly, because it might not have the
CPU. Because if it's not got enough PCIe lanes, yeah. That I didn't know that was actually a problem you could have.
I mean, maybe.
Interesting. Right.
No power because nothing's plugged in.
Imagine if it was that easy.
Well, I mean,
but also,
it literally isn't. There's nothing in the CPU and the cable's in my hand.
I'm guessing that the customer has had a bash at fixing this and just is not having any luck with it. If we plug this all in and it works,
that's a CPU one. Okay.
Yeah, if we plug all of this in and it works first time, I will have a little screen. Just a little one, you know. There's a video I think about a lot. You know, I can't remember what artist it is, but you know the song that goes do 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 la 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 la.
Yes, and I am really struggling to think of what the name of it is, but yes.
Loving You by someone. Minnie Riperton?
Loving you is easy because you're beautiful. That's the line. Yes.
The video is a an animation of a girl who's baking muffins, and she opens the oven and goes to grab the tray just as that bit goes off, and I think about it a lot. Anyway. Copyright strikes. But it's not that good. Literally called Loving You. Yeah, but who's the artist?
Great artiste.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is Minnie Riperton, yeah. There we go then, yeah.
Right, I'm
gonna sort out the camera.
I'm gonna put the power.
Copy wrongly.
In the power hole.
The power in the power hole. We only use the correct terminology on this channel.
The power is in the power hole.
I love the power hole. Wait, no, hang on a sec. Right, let's go bench cam with face. I see. Right, we messed up. I was not ready. Let's just. Right, hang on a minute. All right, there is a camera. Let me get you the right way up.
That's also the wrong camera.
That is the wrong camera.
That's the one that's over here.
Oh, that is that one, yeah.
Hello.
Right, hold on. We'll get there. Right. Why is that not giving output? Nah. My days. All right, hang on a
I'm
sec.
going to resolve this.
Are you replugging it? Yep. Right, hang on a sec. Right, go to there, activate. No, it's just not giving. Okay, hang on a sec. Something else must be using it. Right, there. Firstly, Why are we getting just no output anywhere? What the hell is going on here? Hold up a sec. Because that should be giving us video output at the moment, but it's not.
Where is it?
Oh,
it's off screen.
Okay, yeah.
Go Control F. There you go.
Right. Oh, I know what's going on here. Okay, right, hang on a sec. We're going down here. We're going up here. We're going to get there. Hang on, stay with me, everyone.
Go Control F on it.
Yeah. Right, so. And just kill the background a sec. Yeah, okay, the background is in the background. Right, now, so now we just need this camera to work. Let me just change it to something else. Let's go to there, activate, and let's go to there.
The camera is not turned on at all. It is not blue or green.
Yeah.
It is black.
Okay. I'm just going to go and replug the USB cable on that. Whoop.
Killed it. Killed it dead.
Killed you dead, did he? All right, hold on.
Done goofed. Right, it's blue.
Okay, right, the camera has initialized. Deactivate, activate.
It's still blue.
Oh, I know where it is. Okay, there we go. Right. Oh, that's not the one we want.
Also, why have you... Oh, no, you do have two of them. It's not blue.
Right. Right, that's the face cam. The problem is there are two cameras called Insta360 Link, so it's very confusing. Right.
This one just isn't on at all.
No. What the heck? Okay, right.
What happens if you select the other camera and we plug this camera in over there?
Well, firstly, I'm going to unplug the other camera, just so there's only one in the list. Right, and I'm going to plug this one in again.
Insta360 Link not detected. Good.
Right, so I plugged the camera in, and it's getting power because the camera's powered up. Preview off. Okay, right. So if I just preview on there a sec.
It's gone green, but there's no actual picture.
Yeah. Have I got control? Yeah, it is responding. Oh, there we go. Okay, right. It's working there. So preview off. Activate. Okay, there we go. Right. Right, thanks for... I don't know what that was all about. Right, let's line this up. And then let's rotate it so we're the right way up. Bam. Okay, there we go. Right. And yeah, all right, there we go. That'll do. No idea what that was all about. Okay, right. Have you plugged in enough cables for this thing to power on? Like to the motherboard and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is the power button?
Good question. Oh, it's going to be behind the front door or something. Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
Watch this be a no fault found. We'll have to get capture set up as well. We'll just wait and see if this one posts. There's a mechanical hard drive in there. Yeah, there's probably... Is there an SSD on that thing? There's probably an M.2 in there as well, though. That looked like a power cycle there.
Yeah. I think it's a no post.
Yeah.
Maybe, but we'll see. We just hit we just hit A2 in post.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was RAM training.
Yeah, it should say there's no boot device.
Okay, yeah, we've got post on that.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Are we going to do anything else with this, or are we just going to call this a no fault found? I mean, like, the power supply wasn't plugged in properly, but that you know, as I say, I think that's where the customer had been trying different things, or something like that. Is there an M.2 drive plugged in there?
I don't know. I'm very much trying to.
I'll get a
I'll
get a capture set up while we're messing around with this. Because the next one being a no post, there might be something interesting to see.
Right, I have enabled XMP, and I'm seeing if it will now power on again.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, one of the problems is customers are often very bad at describing the difference between no post and no power. With no power being the computer is stone dead, you press the power button and nothing happens. No lights, no sounds, no fans, nothing. And no post is that the computer switches on, the fans spin, the lights come on, but there's no output to the display. And these are two very, very, very different faults. Okay, I'm going to...
Yeah, we posted again.
Okay, very well enough. I'm going to give you another USB cable. If you could pass me the USB... If you could pass me the HDMI you're using.
However, it does appear that the mechanical is the boot device.
Boo. Is there a SSD in there?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I guess while we're here, we'll just check that drives are plugged in the right place and stuff like that. That goes to there, that goes to there. Okay, this thing just needs power. I just need a USB cable for this capture card.
Indeed.
Oh, have I got one? Where's the nice one?
The USB C to A cable is on there if you want to use the XR1.
Yeah, oh, well, here's the B one. Yeah, sorry. I was, yeah, I should have plugged in the XR1. However, I just picked up the Ava Media first of all.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It was only because I couldn't see where the
Ava
Media cable was.
All reliable unless you've got an AMD card. Okay.
Whoop.
Coming round. Imagine if I actually, had this stuff set up and ready to go.
But where would the entertainment be? I have a picture. That's the good start.
Bam.
We have capture.
Bam. Cool. Capture with face cam. Can we afford that? Kind of. All right. I'm going to fiddle with all of these on the fly. There we go. Okay, it works. So, yeah. Is there an M.2 plugged into this thing?
I don't know. How do I find out?
If you go to hardware monitor, or I think that's just going to be temperatures, isn't it? No, okay,
Yeah.
Escape out of that. Can't remember. Yeah. MSI has. I tell you what, go to easy mode a sec, top middle, because MSI usually have a oh, that'll do. Yeah, storage.
There is no storage present at all.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
The only storage device is this hard drive.
Yeah. Okay. Should we plug that in and see if it actually? Oh, look, there's a heckin' SSD there. Yeah, we should make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get these things plugged in and see if it
fine.
actually boots.
I've pulled out the SATA chain from the power supply.
Right. Okay.
Because I didn't want, obviously, it booting straight into
right. Okay. Yeah.
something from a customer, and I was going, ah!
Yes. Okay, cool. Let's plug the drives back in then.
Yes, we do not have a M.2.
Yeah. Yeah, because if we plug those drives in and it actually boots up, then cool.
Where'd it go? There.
Bench cam with face. Turn that off. There we go.
Where was the power button? Ah, there. Disease.
What is this system? What CPU was it?
It is 11th gen.
Yeah, fair enough.
With a 1080 Ti.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the motherboard looks reasonably modern. Yeah, fair enough.
It's a 10600K. Oh, it's 10th gen. Okay.
Yeah, oh, okay, yeah, that's reasonable. Fair enough. 4 RAM slots, yeah. I mean, it's Intel, so it's probably not too bad. Just easy mode again.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
I hate this layout for MSI BIOSes. Okay. Right.
There is a 1 terabyte drive.
Yeah.
Which I'm presuming is the hard drive.
Yeah, no sign of the SSD though.
No, fine. I'm going to stand it up.
Have we actually got 2 SATA plugs plugged in?
I don't know. I was going to.
One of them doesn't look very good though. Yeah. I don't think the SATA cable is plugged in properly, so I think we should. I think we should take the graphics card out and reseat the SATA cables.
Yeah, we're going to want to take the back panel off and see if we can stick that
Yeah,
at the back
let's
anyway.
do that. Yeah. Yep. All right.
And if we're going to town, we might have to stick it under the motherboard instead. 'Cause I imagine the reason it's here is because of length.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because it isn't long.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because, as far as I'm concerned, it's a no fault found, and like as far as I'm concerned, we're just like making sure it's plugged in, basically, and like now it's the old story of just like I don't know. We'll see what's wrong with the other one. What I'm trying to say is just like, do I charge the customer for this now? Because like we have actually plugged wires back in. You know, this wasn't a matter of we pressed the power button and it worked. But also, as far as I'm concerned, there was nothing wrong with this. So just probably going to do just an arbitrary diagnostic fee. Back of the head's looking good. Yeah.
Oh.
You're right there. Oh, it's one of those.
Guess what that isn't?
Yeah. Okay, we'll do the artful across the motherboard strap then. Yeah. I'm not going under the motherboard. It's a pain in the ass. It can be done, but it's a pain in the ass. We'll change that. Yeah. Okay. Right.
GPU out.
Oh, hold on a sec. We've got trapped cables. These guys there. I'm just going to make sure that those actually lay flat. I don't like that. I'm going to just unplug that SATA cable a sec. So there we go. Okay, down you go. Yeah, GPU out, and then we'll route things. Change thermal paste, easy 50 quid. Yeah, the customer isn't paying me to do that though. I was not told to change the thermal paste.
Manly.
Oh yeah. Right, man. Yeah, it's an error cool. I think this is the. Is this the I think it's the integrator, which is the poor man's error cool.
I thought error cool were the poor man's error cool.
I mean, kind of. They're budget, but yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
Oh, it's fluff off of the side panel.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was. Right, so that's going to go across there. You got to do your vocal warm-ups. Oh, this one's a tough conceal. Actually, I've not had to do this on a motherboard with a built-in I/O panel because, yeah.
Normally, when you buy a motherboard with built-in I/O panel, you buy a power supply with a long enough cable and encased it.
This has got because this has got a solid side panel on. I don't think we really need to be too fussed about cable management, just as long as it's just not flapping around in the breeze, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm literally just going to do that. Yeah, that'll do. Right. Let me go to Benchcam. There we go. Right. So I've just run across the motherboard there, and we're just going to dip in underneath the graphics card because there is a little gap there that you can stick cables under. Normally it would look better than this, but because of the I/O panel, it's not really doable. What you
I was just going to move the 24-pin through there and out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend time cable tidying this if I'm honest, because
it was just because it gets out the way of the SATA and stuff.
Yeah, because I genuinely think we're wasting our time at the moment. So there we go. That definitely wasn't plugged in properly. So was that actually the one going to the SSD as well? Yes, it was. So yeah, the SSD SATA was not plugged in properly. So yeah, I think we're literally just going to make good on this.
Oh.
I'll check in with the customer, and if he wants to pay... Oh dear, yeah, that's the front USB 3. That's turbo broken.
The hell?
So yeah, the other bit has come off from there, but the That's the remains of the front USB 3 connector. It's not supposed to look like that. Weird. Yeah.
I just don't understand how it got into that state.
Yeah. Oh well. This is a rabbit hole, and I will check in with the customer, and I will say it boots. If you want me to sort out all the cables, I can. But yeah, I'm not going to do that without being asked to do so. Am I able to replace RAM chips on video cards? No, is the answer to that one. I'm not set up for it. I need a hot plate to go any further with that. I've tried to remove RAM chips before, and I've done it, but well, I've removed RAM chips, but I'm not in such a way where I'm just like, it'll be a miracle if the card still works, and I definitely can't get the RAM chip back on properly. My hot air station on its own doesn't have the beef, and so I need a hot plate to preheat the board properly and stuff like that. And it's, I don't want to get into graphics card repairs, to be honest. Right, I'm also going to preemptively move the camera back so we can lean over a little bit more. It's an ongoing problem, this. And then I will do that. There we go. All right.
Oh. How odd. The connector for the 2x16 slot, the locking lever, there you go, that's booting, has a little flat area for you to stick something on.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The primary one doesn't.
That's something I've noticed this on boards before where they just have mismatched PCI slots, and one of them will be one where you're like, that's kind of nice. Why didn't you use that for both? Because then you could have just reduced the part count as well. Because, like, to my knowledge...
Why are we getting devices ready?
What
the hell is going on with this machine?
If it gets to Windows, we're done, basically.
Yeah, I was just going to do that, then reboot it, and then be like, cool.
Yeah. Because, like, I could sit and do a service and stuff like that, but also, like, the customer is someone who's accustomed to building computers. They can do the service themselves, and this is the problem is... you know, like I could go ahead and I can repaste it and I can do this, I can do that, and the customer might just turn around and say, I didn't ask you to do any of that. I asked you to make it turn on. So that's why you got to be a bit careful with how you do things, because otherwise you're just taking liberties as far as I'm concerned. But at any rate, yeah. I'm not sure what was going on with this.
There you go.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a second pair of eyes, and sometimes when someone's working on a PC, they've just done something really dumb, and because they've been staring at it all afternoon, they just can't see the wood for the trees. And there was just something really obvious they just hadn't done. But yeah, there was nothing catastrophically wrong with this. So it has booted into Windows, and we have customer data on screen.
Is that the correct person?
Yes, it is. So yeah.
Just before, you know, we've plugged the SSD in and it's someone else. And you're like, oh, have I written the wrong notes?
Yeah. I think we're done here.
The only thing that I guess we should do is just... I don't know. I'm just trying to work out a way it wasn't a case of the cable wasn't plugged in and the power supply's faulty and it falls over as soon as you put any actual load on it and then just doesn't recover.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of. But
I mean, we could plug in a testing SSD and hit it with a load.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. We could confidence test it. Like,
yeah, I think we'll stick the other one up here, see what that does, because this is ready and finished effectively.
Yeah, and come back to this,
and then come back to it at the end.
Yeah, all right, let's do that then. So we'll take this. We'll stick the side panel on. Take this one off the bench.
Yeah,
and,
I'll stick the screws back in.
Yeah, and if we run out of things to do,
I need to stick the screws back in.
Right, to the graphics card. Yeah. Yep, and yeah, if we run out of stuff to do with the other one, then we'll put this one back up on the bench. We'll plug in our testing SSD and we'll actually just burn test it. Is there a significant change in temperature from 2 to 3 pipes on an air heatsink? I'm not sure. I mean, more heat pipes is generally better. I think it.
All other things being entirely identical. So 100% identical airflow, 100% identical fin stack, 100% identical contact patch, 100% identical efficiency of transfer from IHS to contact patch to heat pipes. 3 will be better.
Yeah.
But it's a case of they never will be identical, so you can't do A to B to C comparison kind of thing. So,
however, to try and make a useful statement out of that, I think more heat pipes equals betterer, because in the majority of cooling solutions, heat extraction from the chip is the biggest restriction. So, and with tower coolers like that, generally speaking, the heat pipes are primarily responsible for getting the heat out of the chip. Once you've got the heat up into the fin stack, you're golden, and more or less anything will do, because the vast majority of air coolers never get to 100% fan speed. 9 times out of 10, the major restriction is getting the heat out of the die, and more heat pipes is generally going to directly help with that. So yeah, I would say, just as a rule of thumb, more heat pipes is betterer, but it is a product of everything. So,
and obviously just a case of actual benchmarks is betterer still.
Yeah. If they put cold pipes on instead of heat pipes, they just keep the CPU cooler. Oh!
What did you unplug?
I didn't unplug anything.
Oh, I thought you said you unplugged one of the cables.
No, I did unplug the SSD, but then I plugged it back in again.
Okay.
Because the SSD cable was at such an angle that it was at risk of being broken off.
It's on the chair next to me.
Cool.
I'm just trying to get these remotely not in the way of the thing. Yeah. It's like, no, none of this will sit neatly. It will just...
Yeah.
Everywhere-ness.
This is always the problem when working on customer computers and stuff. It's a case of, like, all of this could kind of do with tidying up, and it could be tidied up, and we could tidy it up. But, like, if I spend an hour tidying up the wires on this computer, that doesn't do anything toward progressing the job as fixing the computer. And once again, the customer has not agreed to pay for me to tidy the cables. So, there's always lots of things that you could do, but whether you should do or not is another question entirely. Also, hello, Paul Daniels. How you doing?
It is a large GPU.
It is. It's a 3090 Founders Edition.
I have one of these. They are large.
Indeed. They are the big boys. They are the bricks. Right,
we also have an RM10.
10 singular watts. Or known Corsair could also just be 10 kilowatts. You know? Although not in an R. Well, imagine like a bronze-rated 1500 watt power supply with just, you know, a server-grade screamer fan on it, trying to keep it cool. Okay,
yes, it's the CV 10,000.
This one is allegedly a no post, so let's plug it in and see if it posts.
If we plug this one in and find there's no power.
If we plug this one in and it posts, I will scream. Because, like, once again, as a friendly reminder, like, it's great when you don't have to do work, but also it's nightmarish when you're trying to make content and everything works. I need problems to make content out of. Keyboard and mouse as well, just for good measure. Just in case it does actually post. I can go there.
Oh, okay.
We're looking good.
I couldn't work out why there was a PCIe here.
Yeah.
And 2 there.
Oh, they on the end of the pigtails.
But they're, pigtails.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's fine. It was 2 separate cables going into the...
Activate!
I thought for some reason it was a chain that had 3 connectors on.
Mm.
I was like, oh, I don't like the idea of that.
Got a catching cable in the bottom fan. It's also... Oh, yeah. Okay. The fan is no longer catching. Oh, that's going to strain there again. That cable actually needs to be tidied, otherwise it's just going to fall into that fan again. It posted. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it did have to reset. Also,
Oh, DDR5. Oh, DDR5 4000. Ugh. Oh, fine.
I hope that that's just because it randomly didn't XMP or something.
Yeah, all right, let's...
Oh, yeah, because it's 6000. There we go.
Okay, yeah, it just hasn't XMP'd. Yeah, okay. Fine. Thanks for coming to the best repair channel on YouTube. We fix things just by looking at them. Magic eyes.
Well, I'm uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, that's a bit how you doing, but that's solvable. Are we preparing to boot?
Yes.
Okay, I will come off of capture. Hello, Dale. Hi, guys. What are we doing today? I don't know, because everything that I lined up to do is a no fault found. However, is that not going to boot on XMP now? Have we got an XMP fault?
I don't know.
Yeah, because like, at least if it's going to have an XMP hissy fit, that's technically a no post. Ooh. All right, I'm sitting down again. We might have something here.
Yeah, Windows 11.
Let's see. Yeah, let's.
Did someone forget to give it 10 seconds?
Sometimes I wonder. Like this is the thing with.
There you go.
This is the thing with RAM. Sometimes RAM training takes like 30 seconds, and like on modern stuff like AM5, sometimes it can take minutes to get that first RAM training in.
We do not have capture.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. This is a no fault found. Oh my god.
I'm just going to make sure it survives the reboot.
I see. Yeah.
Well, as per that one video, with that one machine, oh, why is there a weird overclock on here? Oh, why is it coming with a fault? Oh, look, it boots Windows absolutely fine. Ah!
3 PCs lined up. 3 no fault founds.
Are they all from the same person?
No. This is why content creation is hard sometimes. Because we just get, time to drink cider. Yeah, big mood. Yeah, it's restarted again. Okay.
The only thing we need to do is just have a look down there.
Graham's magic touch.
Well, did you sort out the cable, or do we need to sort out the cable?
It needs to be sorted out. So we'll quickly sort that out.
But yeah.
Right.
It works. Ta-da.
Yeah, okay. I guess, so I vote we just do some confidence testing because like the big white Corsair, the customer wants us to burn test that as well because I called him up before the stream and said, dude, this is a no fault found. And he said, where's the effect of, can you just like test it? And I was like, sure thing, you know. So I guess we're gonna do
Windows.
Yeah, we're just gonna bash some stuff with some benchmarks then in that case, and like yeah. So all right. I'm going to grab the SSD out of this boy, which has got benchmarks on it. Or actually, we'll have a good one in your board, won't we?
Yeah, that will have everything on it.
Yeah, I'll quickly.
And if it doesn't, I've got everything here.
Ah, yes. You said here as if you were about to toss something to me, and I was like, "Are you about to throw a screwdriver into the back of my head?"
You require the little one.
Yes, I will retrieve
one from over here. I believe the little one is over there. Over there.
All right. Bench testing SSD. Integral. Only the highest quality SSDs for our testing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to get a Hemkins cider. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay. We've got Weston's Vintage. We've got a couple of the obscure Hogans still on the go as well. Or do you want to come and have a peruse?
I'll take a random one from the box. The Hogans? Yeah, Hogans.
Smooth and smoky dry.
Okay. Sounds good.
And Goose Against the Grain. 100% fresh pressed. That sounds nice. All right. We're back on the Hogans, everyone. I'm going to grab some cups.
Ah, yes. The cup. Do. What was it that needed the jiggling? Oh, I see. Yeah, just all of this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It just needs to be. It just needs to go in a direction where it's not pushing toward the fan, basically. Yeah. It was that one specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right. Cups. Yeah. Well, they're plastic glasses, which also I've done a terrible job of cleaning those. Actually, I'm just going to get some fresh ones out. These were on the clean side, but I'm looking at those. I'm like, what the? I don't know what part of me thought those were clean.
Oh yes, this is clean in a prison sense.
I see. Huh. Plastic glasses. Yeah, it's not an oxymoron. Where are the bottle openers? Are they next to you? Then no. There's an. Yeah, that'll do, I guess. I'm just like, there's an entire.
This one's not broken.
Yeah, there's an entire keychain of bottle openers. How have I lost all of them? Okay, we found them. Get back to work. Teeth time. The word you're looking for is cup.
But it's not made out of china or porcelain.
Is it a teacup if you don't put tea in it?
Depends whether there's a storm or not.
Okay, so that's a reference to Storm in a Teacup, but like...
I thought it was reasonably good.
I was waiting for the punchline. Right. The glass is not made of glass. Look. It's a figure of speech. A glass is a vessel for drinking water from. Otherwise, I could hold up like a baking tray and say, "Behold, a glass."
You could pluck a chicken and go, "Behold, a man."
Indeed, that was precisely my reference. I'm gonna try a little bit of this one first. I'm gonna try a little bit of both.
I don't like it. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. I do like it slightly more than I thought.
I think you need to. Is that a slider or not?
What?
I think it's both. I think it's bottoming first and then it's a slider.
I don't like any of this.
There you go. You got it.
I don't like any of this.
Yeah. Right, so...
I repeat. Bloody MSI products.
Hogan's Goose Against the Grain. Oh, hold on a sec. Let me bench cam. Hogan's Goose Against the Grain. Is that goose or ghost? No, it's goes. Goes? Goes? What is this a reference to? Help me.
Goes.
Because it's not... it's a pun on it goes... It goes...
Yeah.
But it's not spelt right, but it's not goose either. What is goose against the grain? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm having a brain moment. Anyway, it's 100% pressed. It's not cloudy though. It is filtered.
No. I'm uncertain.
Oh, it's salty. That's what they mean. Yeah.
It does say salty.
Yeah. Saline sour. A lip-licking delicious cider. Hints of the seaside. So it's just made with seawater. But yeah, like I
hope
smelled.
It's not made with British seawater.
I smelt a little bit of it. And I was like, oh, hello. And then I tasted it. And just like when you taste it, you're like, oh, hello. I don't know how I feel about that.
I see what they mean by hint of the seaside.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
There's probably it's a cider that you're having on the beach where some of the sand has gotten into it and stuff like that.
It's like when your parents tell you you're going on a nice beach holiday to Riviera del Scunthorpe.
Oof. Oh, ghost is typically sour. Yeah, what is ghost? Is that an apple?
Does it taste like Ham Bay? It is equally disappointing.
Well, hopefully you'll go away. There we go.
Hopefully you'll go away.
Oh, there's a fly. Hopefully you'll enjoy this one. This one's dry, so it might be like dry.
Interesting.
But we'll find out.
So we're getting the White
Ghost
Corsair.
is a type of beer, apparently. I see. Sorry?
The White Corsair for the testing.
Oh.
The White Corsair for testing? Is that what
well,
you were saying?
I vote we...
Or this one?
Let's start with this one because
Okay.
it's in front of us.
Okay.
So yeah, let's put the... I kind of watched you putting the side panel on that while thinking, but the SSD needs to go inside of it.
I don't like this because you can do both, and one of them very much is wrong.
I can drink this, I can get through this, but it's a bit weird. This is one of those ciders where, and like a lot of the Hogan's ones have been a case of like, I appreciate this brand existing and trying different things, but different isn't always good kind of thing. Pronounced goes. Okay. It's a warm fermented beer. I see. The Prime Z790A in this PC is on 0812 BIOS, apparently. It's on old BIOS, so apparently wants a BIOS update. That would, we could do that. Yeah. We'll bash it over the head with some confidence testing first to see if it just immediately falls over and perishes. Then, I guess we could do a BIOS update on it. Again, with one of the problems being like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I start doing BIOS updates and stuff like that, are we servicing it now? Because if we're doing a service, then I'm going to charge my service fee. But I need to talk to the customer before doing that, so I can be like, this computer is a no fault found. Would you like me to service it? But yeah, we'll see.
SN850X.
Very good. Need some savoury snacks with that cider to complement the salty taste. I could agree with that, yeah. It goes without saying. Oh! All right.
Hanking swivelly thing.
Swivelly thing. Oh, is it one of those stupid...
Yeah, it was the swivelly thing, but it was just the fact
Yeah.
I knocked it into the wrong place, didn't notice, tried to put the SSD down. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, the swivelly thing. It requires a swivel.
the thing that swivels.
Yes.
Okay, right. Activate. Right, I'm going to try a little bit of this one now. It's been an hour already. Somehow. Okay. No keyboard detected.
Oh, oops.
Do the thing. Oh, this one's slightly cloudy. Oh, yes, that's very dry. Yeah. Yeah, that's farmhouse dry.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can get through that, but that's too dry for me. I prefer the weird seawater cider.
It doesn't taste very dry to me. It just tastes different.
Really interesting. Yeah, because I find that very dry.
Yeah. To me, Weston's Vintage tastes or feels drier on the tongue.
Really?
Yeah.
I heavily disagree.
But to me, Vintage doesn't taste dry.
Yeah.
But some stuff tastes dry.
Yeah, vintage
as opposed to mouth feel dry.
Yeah, vintage is not inherent to being sweet, sweet or dry. It's just strength. Vintage usually implies it's a high strength one.
Oh yeah, sorry, I meant Weston's Vintage.
Yeah, but Weston's Vintage specifically tastes drier to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, technically, I guess that's a medium dry. So you know, it is certainly at that end of the scale.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So what are we What are you going to bash it with?
First, I'm doing Limpack, which will do RAM and CPU.
Cool. All right. We should probably get some temperatures up and make sure it's not going to catch fire. All right. All right. We're definitely getting heat because the fans have spun up. Oh yeah, the radiator's pushing heat, so the cooler's doing its job. Yeah. What CPU was this again? 13700K.
Yeah.
How much power is that pushing at the moment? 250 watts. Oh, that's limit. Yeah. However, wow.
181, 182.
Bloody hell! Just modern Intel, man. That's not even the 900K, and it's looking for 185 watts. These boys be thirsty. Okay.
Yeah, but like 5950X will do 180, 190, 200 watts.
Really? As stock?
Is this actually at stock though? Because it's on an Asus board, isn't it? And they enjoy juicing it.
True, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I thought the 5950X was more like, you know, 100,
well, that's
140,
depressing.
150. Yeah, is it bad?
Well, the 5950X is like 50% faster.
Really? Yeah. Well, so, let me rephrase that. Is this disappointingly slow or is it broken?
I don't know, but I'm just like, I would have expected it to have been the same speed.
Yeah.
Because it should.
Well, I don't know. The 5950, that's a Ryzen 9. You know. This is technically supposed to be going toe-to-toe with a 5800X. Or no, it's 13th gen, so it should be going with a 7800X, shouldn't it?
8 cores.
Yeah.
16 threads on there. Yeah, no, I would have expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
Personally, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess we could bash it over the head with Cinebench to get a rough estimate on whether it's doing what it should do, yeah. Because
I'm just looking for major variants.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Live game. Lock that. Unlock that. Yeah, no. At some point, stick the DPI up just so people can read the numbers, if you could.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. Let's see. Matt Hillman says, I've got 400 quid to spend. Which is better, pre-built or build your own? At £400, I would. The problem is, 400 quid isn't going to get you anything right now. You're going to have to look for. Is that 150 or 125?
This is 150.
Yeah, I was going to say 120 might work better just for a balance, but Yeah, if that works for you, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. The problem is 400 quid isn't going to actually get you anything. You're going to have to buy refurbished or second hand on £400.
Yeah, no
If
major
you went
there.
to like £500 or £600, you could build something brand new, and you could build a small console performance type dealio. But yeah, from square zero, you're going to need more money, I'm afraid.
Ah, you know the issues we had on that stream where we were trying to do games and Steam said no. I have non-Steam versions of games.
Ah, I see. Yes. Yeah.
I have resolved the issue of Steam being like, lol, no.
And let's see. Sleepwalker says, is it windy? Yeah, it's mega windy around here at the moment. Yeah.
The rain was incredibly heavy this morning.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't have any rain here this morning, but we had rain yesterday, and like coupled with the wind, that was a matter of like a lot of the time with summer rain, you can leave the doors open and you might get a couple of drops in, but no, it started raining, and I was like, I should probably just check on the back door, and the rain was just sort of going through the back door, getting everything wet, and I was like, ah, and it was a mini adventure. So. You're half expecting to lose a tree in this. Really? Oh, it's not quite that intense over here, but... Got an Acer N50 i5 9400F, GTX 1660 Ti. Can't seem to shift it. Really? That seems like a nice laptop. You know, like... That would be a really great, like, kids' first gaming laptop kind of laptop. That seems like something that would be desirable. Let's see, £400. Can you do a Ryzen 3 B520 sub $200 GPU? Let's see.
There aren't any Ryzen 3s.
Well, let's say you did.
That sit in stock.
Yeah, I mean, what about like Ryzen, like what was it, 4300G or 4400G? I can't remember which it is.
The Ryzen 5.
That one, yeah. Okay, yes. Is it a Ryzen 5 then? Yeah, sure. Okay, so that's what, that's 80 quid that CPU or something like that, or is it?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so it's 80 quid, 50 quid for a motherboard. No.
Maybe
60
40.
or 70. Really?
For an A520?
Yeah, okay. You reckon...
For an A520 or an old B450?
Yeah.
You could probably do 40 quid if you were happy to
I'm going to say 50 for safety.
Yeah.
So that's 130. 40 quid for 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
So 160.
Yeah.
Case, 30 or 40 quid. So 200. Power supply, 40 quid, £240. Storage, 40 quid for an SSD, £280. What else do we need?
Do you say power supply?
Yeah, I've got a power supply in there.
A case of some kind?
Yeah, I've got a case in there. I feel like I'm missing. Oh yeah, and then the graphics
and then
card.
the actual graphics card on top.
Yeah. Oh, apparently my audio just doubled. Are there echoes? Oh, I should lower my arm. Oh, okay. I don't know. What? I'm talking through a loo roll. Apparently. Hang on a minute. Maybe it was just the... Am I okay now? How do I sound now? It's still there. Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, I'll restart the receiver. Yeah, all right, stand by. Anyway, through the echo though. Yeah, so that... Where did I get to? Did I get to 280 or 380? I can't remember.
280-ish.
280. Yeah,
but
so
yeah, it's
going to be 200 quid for a
really
graphics
tight.
card. So 380, 480. Yeah, you need 500 quid.
Basically,
yeah. You need £500 for minimum
viable. If you're buying, obviously new.
Right, stand by, rebooting the mics. Right, how does that sound now, people? So yeah, 400 quid. I don't think it can be done unless you buy a really good, unless you're scraping through second-hand bits. Yeah, if you have a, but yeah, if you could go up to 500 quid, then you can work with that basically. So yeah. And so, yeah, echo stopped the moment you walked away. Yeah, so what happens is when the microphone receiver just kind of sits turned on all the time because I forget to turn it off. So I should turn it off between shows. However, and so basically the two microphones go slightly out of sync. And when I walked away, my voice wasn't coming through on this one, so the echo seemed to disappear. However, because we're standing next to each other, there will inherently be some echo because we're standing next to each other. But if the microphones are perfectly in sync, you don't notice it. So, yeah. Anyway. All right.
That seems about right. 30,000.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Shows how far we moved on, though.
Yeah, big time.
It's obviously based off of the built-in scores, the Threadripper 2990M was 30,000 points.
Yeah, the past couple of generations of CPU have been immense. Good. Okay then. Right. Then the what was the superposition score?
12.9 something.
12.9 something. Yeah. That's not. Yeah. No, that's about right. Yeah, because a 3080 Ti does like 1200 flat or 12,000 flat. So so yeah, if it's doing like 12,900, if it's looking for 13,000, then that is about correct for a 3090, I would say. Yeah, okay then. So, yeah, this feels fine then in that case, doesn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we'll run the single thread, then we'll kick this one off the bench, and I guess we'll look at the Corsair then. So yeah, okay, yeah. Welcome in, Andrew Johnson. We're having a well, I say disappointing. I had 3 custom-built PCs with problems lined up for today, and all 3 of them are fundamentally a no fault found. So yeah, it's a bit of a content struggle this afternoon. I'm not going to lie.
Indeed.
Anything to share, or just sensible chuckle?
Yes, sensible chuckle is an entirely correct response.
I see. The goes against the grain is odd.
Yes.
It
feels like it needs a lot of water in it. Like, just not salty water in it.
Yeah.
These Hogans have been interesting, but they're certainly not...
They've been hit and miss.
They're certainly not all quaffable.
Yeah. Some of the Hogans were absolute bangers, and we tried some of the Hogans. We were like, God, that's fantastic. Whereas some of them are a case of, this is definitely a taste. That is like, there's going to be someone out there that likes, Goes beer, who's going to be like, wow, it's like Goes beer, except it's cider. This is the one for me. But like, if that's not your cup of tea, then it's absolutely not for you. But again, on the flip side, though, I appreciate that these things exist instead of like a lot of ciders tasting the same.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing. Like, I kind of like the idea of this because I have a slight my friends are into my friends are into real ales, and I don't really like ale. I can try it, but it's just not my thing. So whenever we go to like a beer fest and they're trying all the different ales and they're like, oh yes, this is XYZ, I'm just like, this isn't really my thing. But
this is a lot of fluid.
Yeah, a lot of people just assume that all ciders are the same, and it's just like, no, there is wild and wacky ciders out there. They're just harder to find because it's more of a niche thing. So I kind of just appreciate that these things are out there just so we can try them and be like, oh, this is weird, you know?
Yeah. And it's nice. And it exactly that. It's just nice that it actually exists for people to try stuff. Because, yeah, people need to... People need to try stuff. Oh,
you know what isn't disappointing? 3D printing. Do us a benchy. Well, I do actually have stuff to print, so I could get another one on the go. I might actually get it started while I'm on the go because I'm working on. I'll share my progress, especially if Page Cartoons is still here, because he will appreciate it. I've been working on a thing.
A thing.
I've been doing more practice printing, and this is the Delphinus, which is a ship from Skies of Arcadia, which is an old Dreamcast GameCube era JRPG. And I've still got to print the front part, and I've just finished printing the crow's nest that goes up here. But yeah, I've been working on this bad boy, and it's nearly done. So yeah, I've got to do the front part still. I've just finished the crow's nest, so I've got to break that out. And yeah, so I've been working on this, and this has mainly been an adventure because I've been trying different filament for this, and because I bought a whole bunch of filaments on the Amazon Prime sales. And this grey filament is a bit weird, and this silk blue filament is also... All the filaments I've bought are a bit weird, if I'm honest, but it's good practice to try them out. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah, I was actually planning on sending this to you, Paige, when it's done. So, you know, I'm glad you like it, because I was going to literally just box it up and hope it survives. Because I was like, Paige will like this. I'm going to build it and send it to him. So yeah. Silky PLA is cool. For reals, yeah. While you're here, Galvani, does PLA Plus mean anything to you? Because this silver grey stuff is labelled as PLA Plus, and I don't know. It's been a bit weird to work with. I had to run this at 210 to actually make it work. It actually has a higher temperature written on the side of it than regular PLA, and I'm like, what is this? Some kind of weird mix of PLA and ABS or something? So yeah, how dare you give me things? Well,
do these?
They do. The turrets do articulate. So yeah, they can move, and you know these bits they're not. I wouldn't be too rough with them because it's a bit of a rough print, but things do turn on it. You know, it does articulate. These this is just interference fit, but I wouldn't try and move these. They'll just, you know, because this bit'll snap and just yeah. I am not a model builder. If I was really experienced with model building, I could probably make this work. Is that a weird line across that?
Yeah.
Is that coming through on the capture? It's not there on the capture. Oh, yeah, now it's gone. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's occasionally just, you know, the window will do that.
Fair enough, yeah. So yes, PLA Plus is a hybrid between PLA and ABS. Oh, yeah, there we go. That answers that one then. Yeah. That explains why it's a bit of an odd material. I've not done anything with ABS yet, so cool. All right, let's swap out to the big Corsair then, and we'll do the same thing with that. So ABS is brutal. I've not tested it at all yet. So. How did the electric bill change after you installed the LED lights? It went up a little bit because the LED panels are massively more efficient than the CCFLs they replaced. However, we've installed more LED panels. Yeah, I think there were previously like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of the CCFL fixtures per room. And they were like, I don't know, 50 or 60 watts each. Or no, I think they were like 50 watts or something like that. And then we replaced them with 9 35-watt LED panels. So the overall was an increase, but that's not enough to cost you arms and legs. Like, you know, the total lighting in here is there's a kilowatt of lighting in here with everything on. You know. I think, anyway. Hang on a sec. Let me just run the numbers. Maybe I was... calculator. 35 times 18. No, I lie. It's 630 watts. Yeah, I don't know where I got a kilowatt from. Yeah, 630 watts of lighting total. And that's not lethal. It's worthwhile just because like the light in the shop is really good. You can see what you're doing, you know, which is quite a nice thing to have. Whereas like with the old lighting, I could not fix computers under the old lighting without having the studio lights turned on, which kind of says a thing or two. If you can't work under your ceiling lights, then your ceiling lights are bad. So yeah. Cool. Are you doing just a boot up test again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you check out the CCFLs? I was supposed to. Next question.
Yeah, that looks fine.
Hello, PC Bolts. Hi, Graham. I was thinking if we can take a VRM controller and make a DC-DC converter for general usage. They already exist, basically. You don't need a CPU VRM to do that. CPU VRMs are a really weird kind of buck converter because they're designed for very low voltage, very high current, which is a really, really weird niche. Like CPUs and GPUs are like the only thing, or just like
they are quite that extreme.
Just large silicon is the only thing where you would want incredibly low voltage, high current use cases. So most VRMs are using purpose-made chips for VRMs and such like. Whereas like for just a general DC-DC power supply, there are much easier ways of doing it that require much less exotic parts, basically. So Prime sale was poor. I didn't look at too much stuff, to be honest, because most of the, A, I don't have a lot of money at the moment, and B, most of the stuff that I generally buy day to day usually doesn't go on sale because it's commodity items. Like for example, SSDs. The sale on SSDs wasn't very good because SSDs are already at an absurdly low price point right now, so they weren't really going to go much lower anyway. So.
I was half hoping there might be a little bit of a sale on the like 4 terabyte ones.
Some of the high capacity SSDs went on sale, didn't they?
Yeah, but not that much.
Yeah.
It still made them more expensive than like 2 terabyte drives or 4 1 terabyte drives.
Yeah, that's
It was just kind of...
Again, commodity items just aren't going to go on sale for that much because the prices are already so competitive.
Oh, absolutely. It was just kind of a case of I half hoped that it just would have been kind of the start of the 4 terabyte ones becoming better value compared to 2 terabyte drives.
Yeah, if I'd seen a 4 terabyte drive at a really good price, I probably would have bought one of those for my own PC. But yeah, 2 terabyte. I've already got just 2 terabyte drives in my personal rig.
Yeah.
So I don't need more SSDs. I need high capacity ones.
Yeah, absolutely. We've very much hit the point where it is needing high capacity.
This computer is unreasonably heavy. This is a Corsair 5000X, which has tempered glass side panels on 4 sides. Front, back, top, the other front. Left, right, top, front. All glass. There is far too much glass in this case. Feel how heavy this sodding computer is.
Oh, gosh.
Stop putting glass on everything, Corsair. I'm begging you.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks. Oh, I see. That is cut into the glass.
Yeah.
I thought the glass stopped
ended
there.
Yeah. No, thankfully they have not just put glass over the fans there. That would have been very funny. It's very pretty, but it's just, my God, it's heavy. All right.
Go up again. you go.
There we go. Whew. Ah. Why tempered glass on the back? I want to know the same question. I've got the same question, Ian. Yeah, like, those are supposed to be captive, yeah. Tempered glass on the back, I get it, it looks nice, but no one's looking at the back of the computer. And like this case and my Lianli Lankle 2 are both prime examples of this, where they have, it will be a lift-up job, they have tempered glass on the back, but then they have metal panels immediately behind that glass to cover the cables. So it's like, oh, it doesn't need to have glass on the back. Okay, right, let's have a look in this one. That one, there we go. This one's quite nice. They've got the Lianli strimmer cable in it, which is kind of cool. I don't know how I feel about it. It looks really pretty, but also it's I feel like it's massive overkill. I kind of like this, and I kind of want one, but when I see the price of them, I'm just like, oh, never mind. You know. Fans behind glass. Well, there is air vents around the side of it. You know. So yes, RGB cables indeed. This is the Lianli, I think it's called the streamer, or it might be stylized as strimmer cable, and it's got LED, they're LED light pipes that give a RGB effect across the cable, and behind that is a flat 24-pin ribbon power cable. So it's kind of, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, because it looks really cool when it's on, but also it's just it's fake wires that light up in front of the real wires. So it also feels really fake, you know. So I don't know how I feel about it.
Like RGB.
Yeah. You got the strimmer Mobo and GPU in mind. They look awesome. Yeah, they do look spectacular when they're on. So I'm just, yeah, like I say, I'm in two minds about them. My favorite pastime at the moment is going onto the Corsair subreddit and spotting the granite worktop stone floor for the my tempered glass panel smashed posts. Oh, what, like people saying it just broke, and it's like, no, you dropped it, kind of thing. There you go, there goes the wire. See, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Whatever, what do you know?
It's fine, I
think
guess.
It looks cool.
It's fine, I guess. Whoops. DDR5 5200.
Asking the wrong person. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Pearls before swine.
Hacking stupid Corsair RGB RAM at only 5200.
Yeah, 5200 is a bit meh. It does annoy me that they make the RGB RAM at really low speeds. I'm like, why bother? You're paying a premium for it to be RGB. Why not at least put... Like, I'm not asking for it to be top-end performance, but at least put the mid-range stuff in there. Cool. What's wrong with Corsair? It's only 5200, and for DDR5, you kind of want like 56, 5800 as a minimum. Personally, if I were buying DDR5, I'd be buying 6000, just because that kind of guarantees that you're not going to get garbage. Because there is some 5200, like this. Is CL relevant here? Because like I've got a horrible feeling this is going to be like CL42 or something horrid. Like if it's CL36,
oh, it's not there.
If it's CL36 or something like that, I'd forgive it.
I will read it off the sticker.
Fair enough.
40, 40, 40, 77, which is
40. Yeah, CL40 at 5200 is really mid. That's just like, okay, it's not awful, but that's thoroughly unimpressive. You know, this is a classic case of Corsair burying all their shit tier RAM in the RGB modules.
Basically,
there are some good ones out there. It's just really hard to
it's
find
3600K.
So yeah, is high frequency DDR5 really slow to boot up and post? So it's not terrible because
it's again one of those answers of it depends.
Yeah, it can be. RAM training can be slow. Sometimes RAM training can take ages with DDR5, but once you've RAM trained, it's fine. It just might take a while to find some settings that work.
What you should find is the first boot will be slow, and then subsequent boots without unplugging the power supply effectively should then be quicker, because all of the settings will be stored. But then as soon as you unplug the power supply, it will be slow again, so it'll need to refine those auto timings.
Will it even without a BIOS reset?
Yeah.
I thought RAM
because
training
it should clear every time you power down.
I thought
that spec.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that like a recent thing? Because my PC doesn't lose its BIOS settings when I turn off the power supply.
No. It's the doing RAM training.
Yeah.
The RAM training auto settings for tertiary timings.
Yeah.
They should clear every time you do a full power cycle.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Effectively, the RAM is kept warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well then. Yeah. Yeah, just for tertiary stuff. Yeah.
For the stuff it's very much not set by XMP and Expo.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Jim says I'm running 6000 CL32. First BIOS post took forever, and a BIOS update helped later. Yeah, 6000 CL32. That's really that's fast.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really quick. This 6000 is just decent, but 6000 at CL32, those timings are really tight. So yeah. What's broken with the Corsair? There's nothing wrong with this. It came in as a no post and it was a no fault found. However, the customer has asked us to burn test this to make sure. So we're now going to hit it with benchmarks and make sure that it doesn't immediately fall over again. So yeah, we're basically just going to hit it with a load and see if it does anything. So I was kind of tempted to make a video about this, about confidence testing a PC. For people who are looking for obscure shutdowns and obscure blue screens of death and stuff like that, what tests would we run if you had an intermittent crash? And I was kind of thinking of making a video about that, and I was possibly going to do it with this PC in mind, but I don't know. So right now we're running Limpack, which hits the RAM and the CPU,
and it hits it just in a different way.
Yeah,
it's partially a case of finding stuff that hits components in a different way.
Yeah.
Words. On Ryzen 7000 series, if you want to test whether you've got Infinity Fabric instability, it appears the way to do that is with Y-Cruncher.
Okay, yeah.
And apparently Y-Cruncher will just have kittens if you've got Infinity Fabric instability.
That's interesting, yeah.
But Limpack won't error.
Yeah.
The performance will just degrade.
Yeah. Because this is the interesting thing with benchmarking from the perspective of troubleshooting, is that a lot of benchmarks tend to favor very specific things. Like, for example, superposition is a GPU stress test. Superposition barely touches the CPU. The only CPU load it applies is whatever it takes to feed the GPU. But there's no actual compute happening with superposition. It's all GPU. So this means that it's great for testing your graphics card, but you can't really define it as a gaming benchmark, because a gaming load is, generally speaking, a fairly mixed workload.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But on the other hand, if you're crashing in superposition, you can more or less guarantee that you have a graphics issue, because that's the only thing it's actually touching, And then by extension, Y-Cruncher will test Infinity Fabric. So what does that tell you then? If it's Infinity Fabric, I guess that tells you you've probably got BIOS settings issues.
Effectively, yeah. The only way you'll run into the issue is if you're trying to run one-to-one-to-one brain fart. If you're trying to, if you're tuning RAM, basically that's the only time you're going to run into it.
Yeah.
Because all of the auto settings will be so far away from Infinity Fabric instability.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So
it's basically if you're pushing like 2100 plus Infinity Fabric.
Yeah. So if you're tuning for CPU and memory performance, then
whatever the hell it is, 2066 plus, I can't remember, something around there. If you're running around that point, that's where the Infinity Fabric seem to tap out on the sort of 90%.
Fair.
You'll get obviously golden samples that will do 2100, 2133.
Yeah. Jerry BBR says it's 6000 CL36 half decent. I would call that half decent. I would say that's pretty good. Yeah. Like for 6000, I would call anything sub 40 as this is fine. Like obviously top tier is going to be a different category altogether. But if you just want to buy some DDR5 and you want to make sure you're not getting garbage, 6040 or under is going to be fine, basically. If you're buying 6042 is just like, okay, and then anything over 42 is just like, this is the latency is going to negate the point of it being 6000 now.
You'll also want to make sure it's flat, so 40, 40, 40, 77 or something like that. 76?
Yeah, or in case they're hiding bad chips in the secondary timings or something.
In the remainder of primaries, yeah. It depends on how much you care, basically. If you're just going to enable XMP and that's it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
making sure you've got 6038 is going to be fine. You're not going to lose performance.
I mean, in gaming, it doesn't seem to make an enormous difference right now. Like taking like going based on well, I'll rephrase that. I did a quick look the other day when someone was asking about DDR5 in the Discord, and one of LTT's recent videos on RAM speed for DDR5 showed that the swings from mid memory to good memory were only like 10 FPS at the 200 FPS range. If you got really crap tier memory, like 5200 CL42 kind of thing, you might be dropping like 15 or 20 FPS. So if you've got garbage tier RAM, that's going to hurt. However, it seems to be that getting at least mid tier memory is going to be enough, basically. So yeah, going to top tier RAM doesn't seem to matter unless you're benchmarking. So yeah, DDR5 5400 40 40 40 to 6036. Yeah, like 10 FPS at most. This is in like 1080p when you're already running at like 200-ish frames per second, where you don't really care, kind of thing. So yes, it makes a difference. Are you going to notice it day to day? Probably not. So yeah, like if it's a matter of like in the Discord question, I said I think you should pay another 10 quid to get the 6000 CL40 stuff over the like 5640 stuff. Pay an extra tenner, absolutely. However, if it's going to cost you an extra 50 quid to get to the god tier RAM, you're not going to get that in value for money.
Yeah.
Unless you're benchmarking.
That price discrepancy is already when you've already put a 4090 in there. You've already got a 13900 KS.
Yeah, and
you've already got the Apex.
You're looking for every last drop because you're actually at flagship tier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because it's a 4070 Ti, we don't have drivers.
Is that a 70 Ti? Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
We've only got I think a 30 series driver.
Okay. Yeah. Do we
board? So I'm just grabbing it.
Are you downloading or have you
no?
got
I'm installing.
You're installing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
It was just why superposition wouldn't open, because there was because there wasn't actually a GPU.
Yeah.
There was a basic display adapter.
Yeah. It is surprising how much the basic display adapter can do these days. Like, back in the days of XP, if you had a basic display adapter, you probably had 800 by 600 and 8-bit color.
Yeah.
Back in my day. But yeah. You fellas off out tonight? No. I'm going to go home and sit in my chair and be like, oh. And then I'm probably going to play Cult of the Lamb. I'm doing an offline playthrough now. I really like Cult of the Lamb. That's such a good game. It's really chill. I enjoy it muchly. So yeah. Fast RAM isn't really going to matter at all unless you manually tune it as well. Yeah, this is also true because XMP is nonsense a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time.
It depends if you're going to tune it. The best kit at the moment is something like I think it was a 5600 kit. Just because it was a crazy cheap set of sticks, but it was, you know, it was the decent dice.
Yeah. Is it Hynix? We've got the good stuff at the moment?
Yeah, I can't remember which ones you want. I think you want A die.
Yeah. I haven't built a DDR5 system yet. Although if I fix that Z790 board that's kicking around, I think that's a DDR5 board. I'm going to check actually.
Oops.
Engine of Virtual Worlds.
How do you quit out of the benchmark?
Alt F4.
Oh really? Okay.
I think you've got to get past the loading screen. But yeah. Escape. Yeah. There you go.
Because I accidentally did medium, not extreme.
Right. Huh?
Crunch.
What are you?
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry. Cannot sleep.
So at the very least in superposition, the 4070 Ti is like 1 to 7 FPS faster.
You know how motherboards always have all of their features plastered across them? This one tells me it's got memory slot times 4. It's got PCI Express 16 times 2. It's got M2 slot times 5. It's got a Wi-Fi 6E module, but it doesn't tell me if it's the DDR5 board or the DDR4 board. I'm going to assume it's DDR5 because this is a decentish board actually. Hang on a minute. Let me...
Yeah, presumably because it's not got DDR4 in the name or D4 in the name.
This is a Z790 MPG Edge Wi-Fi edition. Yeah, it must be DDR5 just because it like you say, it would say it's DDR4. I'm just surprised it doesn't have DDR5 written on it anywhere. Spot the notch. It's in the middle-ish. Yeah, it's a nice board though. However, let's have a look at that socket just for good measure. Oh yeah, that's DDR5 because it's only like one notch out. Right. Ooh. Yeah, there you go. You can see we got a boy out of position there, bottom left, and yeah, so there's the socket on there. So bottom left, top left is the two noticeable ones. Looks like we've got something that looks not right there as well.
Oh yeah.
That might be I think that's a speck of something. I think that's just a bit of fluff or something.
Also, these are weirdly positioned.
Yeah, there's just some... Yeah, the reflections on those look a bit odd. I think those are probably good. I think it's that bottom left and top left one that's probably our issue, though. Whoops. But
plus that new one.
But yeah, you can see the pins down the bottom right there. The reflections on those look slightly off. But that's definitely a fix candidate, you know. That is 100% fixable, I think. So yeah. Sewing needle fix. Yeah. I wouldn't use a sewing needle for it, but yeah, that's definitely a fixable board.
As you said that, I immediately thought of a crochet needle and was just like, that's far too big. Wait a minute, never mind.
All right, let's put that there.
Ah, but in the final result, the 4070 Ti is a fraction slower than the 3090. Like 100 points, so.
Yeah, is that
variance?
Is that 40?
Which makes sense. The 3090 should be slightly faster.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. 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 How much is a 4070 Ti again?
I don't know, probably like £900.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's fine.
It's NVIDIA GPUs. They're crap pricing.
Well, it's fine. It's just, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah. There's hints of goodness coming back. Like one thing I did get on Prime Day, I bought a 6650 XT for £210.
Yeah.
I bought a decent mid-range graphics card for about 200 quid, and I'm just like, yes, nature is healing. So I was, yeah.
Dolphins are in the river.
Yes. We were the real monsters all along. Wait, Nvidia was. So you paid 220. I thought mine was 210. Whatever. The one that I linked in the Discord. You said you were skin. I am, because I bought a load of well, I didn't buy a load. I bought one, but I bought graphics cards and stuff. But you know, stock.
RGB bunny ears.
Yeah. I haven't bought. Oh, that's a great idea. But anyway, yeah. No. Well, I got to buy stock. I'm in business to make money. I've got to build computers and sell them. You know. Anyway, okay. Are we calling this done?
I mean, that seems to be entirely fine.
Yeah. It just got through a load of tests. Fine. All right. 1 hour 42. Should we do the same thing on the other one? Me grasping for content here. Well, while you swap that out, I'm going to set up another print for the printer in that case.
Are you going to be printing more parts of
the Delphinus? Yeah. The Delphinus is the flagship of the Valuan Armada.
I see.
The brand new prototype flagship.
And it was just given to 4 random people to save the universe.
No.
Via a MacGuffin.
It is Enrique, the Prince of Valua. It was his
Valor.
Valua, I'm not sure. It was his private battleship, and he defected to the goodies side because the Valua Empire is the super mega baddies. And he was just like, I can't stand by and do nothing. Take my ship and me with you.
They are the super mega baddies because everything they wear is crushed velvet.
Valua.
Valua.
That doesn't help, Paige.
Valua.
Printer camp. There will be in a moment. Hold on. Right. Let's see.
I'm enjoying the attempt to explain this game. This game that is arguably unexplainable.
Yes. If you want to see Skies of Arcadia, you should go to twitch.tv/PageCartoons. Are you doing more speedruns at some point, Paige? Paige speedruns. You're like, where are you up to, Paige? Are you in? Because you're in the top 5, aren't you? Or are you 5th or what? Paige Cartoons has been getting mad hot personal bests for speedrunning a 10.5-hour speedrun. It's very good. Right, let's see. I need the desktop view. That's the plan. You're currently 4th. Damn, bro. When are you next doing a speed run? Tell the people. All right, we're going to here. There we go. Si's coming through with the links. Right.
Has Si verified they're the correct links?
Yeah. All right, so that was the crow's nest that I've just built. I need to do a new project and add.
Oh, okay. I thought I was hoping for a second that you weren't just, making the bits as well.
No. I download. It's all in STLs that I downloaded from printables. So I need the nose with the nose in the open position, because the front end of the ship opens up for the moonstone cannon to stick out and go. So yeah.
With those precise sound effects.
Yeah, the moonstone cannon goes. I'm looking at you doing things, but we're not on face cam at the moment, so people can't see me going.
I see.
Anyway,
they just have strange sound effects.
Yeah. Right. Let's see. Has this got any? I don't think that needs support. I think that'll just print as is. That's got some horrible spiky bits on it, though. I don't know if this is going to come out very well. We'll see. Right. Give it a brim because I find that helps me. Right. Slice.
Crunch.
Oh, 40 minutes? Really? Gross. We've got to try and find 40 minutes of content.
Why has it got holes in it?
Holes? What, like there? Or?
There were big holes. And then you move the camera and then... Or is it just because it's drawing lots of little lines and you're getting an array?
It's just lots of little lines, yeah. So if I go down through the layers, you can see all the layers that it's going to build up. Didn't you watch my 3D printing video?
Yes.
Do you even watch my content?
Yes. It was more the fact of it just looked like it had holes.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm worried about these spiky bits. I don't think those are going to come out very well.
You just end up with little blobs.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll see. Because I don't trust this filament that I'm using, to be honest. All right, save to disk. Nose moonstone cannon. And, right. Upload. Nose moonstone cannon.
Wee.
All right, print it. Okay, right. It's got to warm up, so it's not going to do anything yet. But you can see it's got the file loaded up, so I shall. We'll switch back to this camera when it's actually warmed up and starts printing, and then I'll give you printer cam. Whoop.
Recursion.
Yes. We can see you. Oh, was I just not on? Oh, if we're on desktop. Oh yeah, we've got a face cam in the top right of desktop view. I thought ahead. Good. Man, I'm sure glad I didn't do anything embarrassing.
I thought that's what this channel was.
Yeah, this is the embarrassment channel, yeah. Oh well. Do you like the Sonic Pad? Yeah, it's fine. The Sonic Pad is okay. I have had a couple of issues with it this week where like the performance on it, I feel like the performance of the Sonic Pad could be better, having had it for a longer period of time since I reviewed it. Like when I did the review, it seemed okay, but where I've really been hammering it this week, where I've been leaving the printer turned on, printing through the night and stuff like that. So it has had less downtime, and there have been a couple of times where it's just where the web interface just hasn't been responsive, and I've needed to turn it off and on again and stuff like that. And the screen of it feels like a cheap tablet, basically, where you press it, you press on it, and like half a second later it responds, you know. But also, on the flip side, for what it does, I feel like an expensive tablet that is super responsive would be colossal overkill. And the Sonic Pad itself is like £100, £120, and like that's how much a cheap tablet costs. So, like, you know, having used it for a long time, any possible criticisms I have for it, I'm like, yeah, but that's what you're buying, you know. But on the flip side, though, it does have a web interface. It does manage the camera, and I can log into this thing from home and check on my print status and stuff. So it's fine, basically. I think it is overkill. If you want to get started in 3D printing, you don't need a Sonic Pad. You know, however, I think it does what it sets out to do. So like, because when you're reviewing something, that's kind of what you have to review it against. Is does this product achieve what it sets out to achieve? You know, does it do what it's supposed to do? Is it good value for money? And is there a better alternative? So, in terms of alternatives, I don't know what other alternatives are out there. Most other people who are running Clipper solutions are running Clipper on a spare computer or on a Raspberry Pi or something like that, and it's a custom solution. So that's not really comparable to an off-the-shelf product. So,
is it the only commercially available? That's the word.
Yeah, admittedly, I didn't look around during the time of the review because I have to admit, when I was doing the review for the Ender 5, I didn't pay a huge amount of attention to the Sonic Pad because that wasn't really what I was interested in, if I'm brutally honest. I didn't ask for the Sonic Pad. I asked for the Ender 5, and Creality just sent me a Sonic Pad as well. I was like, cool.
This is a thing.
Yeah, so I just also said, yeah, by the way, this is the Sonic Pad and this is what it does.
Yeah.
You know, I was more interested in the printer itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All things considered, Creality gave me a lot of creative freedom with this because I feel like half of the video was not about the products at all. It was about 3D printing in general.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've observed, I can't remember if I've said this or not, but one of the things I've observed about brands recently is a lot of the brands, like I've been really het up on providing good coverage of a product, whereas the brands don't really seem to care what you say as long as you show the product doing the thing in the video. That's all they actually seem to care about.
Yeah, and
oh, it started going.
This is surprisingly difficult to come up with complete sentences.
Yeah.
They want you to show your audience why 3D printing is cool and something they should be interested in. And then, if because of your video they're interested in it, they'll then use the Creality products because you've said, hey, this is the one that.
Yeah.
That it kind of feels like they're doing it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that could well be the case.
You telling your audience why 3D printing is cool is still beneficial to them.
Yeah.
Because they do 3D printing stuff.
And as far as they're concerned, because I was using a Creality, that's just mind space.
Yeah.
You know. And that's the thing, is just like, you know, based on a lot of feedback I've had, you know, Creality are a very, very divisive brand in the 3D printing community.
Yeah.
The general consensus is that Creality are capable of building a really amazing 3D printer. And based on other reviews I watched, because I did watch another review of the Ender 5 S1 before doing my own, because it was a field that I'm completely new to. And the S5, the Ender 5 S1 seems to be a really good showing from Creality. But Creality also make a lot of other 3D printers that just don't make sense, like as products. They're like, you know, for the size and the size of the printer and the feature set and its target demographic and stuff, experts are looking at a lot of their products going, why does this one exist? There is no anyone who is actually printing on this scale is not going to buy this printer, and anyone who is buying at this price point is working on a much smaller scale, so they don't want a big huge thing, you know, and stuff like that. So Creality make a lot of products that just don't make sense. However, the Ender 5 S1 seems to be one that does make sense from them. That's the general gist that I found. I'm going to bring up the chat while I'm doing it. Yep. So,
yeah, I wonder if any of it is kind of segment spamming.
Did the temperature go up? It did, yeah.
To basically just kind of go, Oh, you're sorting by largest frame size. Here is our product. Oh, you're searching by highest price. Here is our product. Oh, you're searching by highest temperature. Here is our product.
Yeah.
Oh, you're searching by lowest
that would make
Z
a lot of
dimension.
sense.
Here is
Yeah.
our product. And they've just gone, what is the category that person searches for biggest for? Make biggest.
Yeah.
What is it this person searches for smallest? Make smallest.
Yeah, that definitely seems to make sense because like Creality have got big printers. Creality have got printers that have got hot ends that go to really high temperatures, which is good for ABS. And Creality have got, you know, good X, Y, and Z kind of thing. Their problem seems to be making a printer that brings it all together into a well-rounded for its class printer, whereas there are other brands that make a printer that has all the good stuff for its class, you know.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I think the Ender 5 S1 seems to be a good showing from them, because it's got the big 4-poster gantry form factor, and it actually has a decent hot end and extruder on it and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, that seems to be my understanding. But yeah. However, again, you know, at the end of the day, though, I'm not a super expert with 3D printing. Yeah. I don't want to say do your own research, but suffice. At the end, I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, in my video I was kind of trying to point out that I'm new to this. This is how I'm getting started with 3D printing. Not, you know, I've become an expert overnight, and I think you should buy this one. It was a case of Creality sent me this, and I learned how to 3D print with it.
Yeah.
You know. A lot of online streamers are receiving free products for reviewing. It must affect reviews if you know you're going to get more free stuff. Yes and no. I do agree that, like, I agonize over whether to review something, and basically, a lot of the time I will refuse a lot of reviews because I don't think I can do a positive, like, if it's a product where I don't think I can do a positive review, then I will usually not review it because I don't want to do negative reviews. However, that also means that I don't get the product. So I don't just take the free stuff kind of thing. And if I was a dedicated review channel, then I would say, I would accept anything, and if it's bad, then it gets a negative review.
Yeah.
But because I'm not a dedicated review channel, I try to only review something if I think it's something that is good, that people would like and should buy. It's something where I want to. I will only review a product that I actually want to share with my audience.
Absolutely. It was like the conversation we had about the Ozbot.
Yeah. The Ozbot is because I've had so the Insta360 Link, the webcams that I use, I've also had offers to do the Ozbot, whatever it's called, which is they were the guys that originally did a first sort of gimbal style webcam, and they have asked me to review their webcam. And I have not replied to them because the Ozbot is only 2 axes. It's not 3 axes. So the problem is any possible video, and it costs almost, I think it is almost, well, I need to check current prices, but it's very, very similarly priced to the Insta360 Link. So the problem is any review I do of that webcam is going to have a conclusion of the Insta360 Link is objectively better because it's 3 axes, not 2. You should buy that instead. It doesn't matter how good it doesn't matter how good their image quality is. The Insta360 Link has an entire additional axis of control, which means it can self-level. And for a webcam that is pan, tilt, and zoom, the ability to self-level is kind of important, really.
It's kind of necessary.
Yeah. So that's the thing is I said, you know, I didn't reply to Ozbot because I'm like, I can't do a good review of your camera. it's just like, I don't think you guys want me to review it because I'm going to tell people that the Insta360 is better because it's about the same price and has another axis on it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
It'd be kind of, yeah, I guess it'd be one of those things where it'd only be of any value to review it if you were a reviews channel that reviewed cameras.
Yeah.
Kind of thing as well.
Yeah, that's it. If I was dedicated review channel, I would do all of them because then I could do constructive criticism and say, okay, this is what its good strengths and weaknesses, blah, blah, blah. Overall, I'm going to say no because I'd rather get this product. However, I have showcased this product and this is the facts. This is my opinion. Make of that what you will. But because I'm not a dedicated review channel, I don't think I can do that because I'm trying to provide, reviews should not make up more than a third of my videos. I think, like I'm trying to steer the channel back in the direction of repair, build/maker content, and review. Repairs are what the algorithm wants me to do. However, reviews and build/maker content is what I want to do as well, but also to balance the channel. Otherwise, did we talk about it last week when we talked about niches? Yeah. Otherwise,
we pulled up the stats.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, trying to balance it out, I guess. If you review products, Graham, do you get to keep it, or is it mostly review and return? Most of the time I get to keep it. That's the deal. You get a free sample that you get to keep. And I get comments being like sort of, oh, shilling the product because you get free stuff. And I'm like, well, no, that's effectively my payment, but also I guess I should say it again for posterity is my opinion of what is sponsorship. So when I do a review, I'm giving my opinion of the product. I will not sugarcoat a review. If I think it's a bad product, I will say it's a bad product. And what I try to do is just not accept a review on a product that I think is going to be bad because I will just have to slate it in the review. So if I'm reviewing it, it means that I thought it was going to be good in the first place. And there have been products that I have been sent that never got a video because when it arrived, I was like, nope, I'm out, But generally speaking, I get a free sample of the thing, and someone might say that if I was given a free sample, that's payment. So does that make it sponsored? So my answer to that is, I say to that, no. Because, in my opinion, when something becomes sponsored, that implies a level of creative input from the company or directorial input. Yeah. Now, there are other ways to that. If, let's say, Creality paid for me to go out to the Creality factory and do a tour. Now, that's nothing to do with saying whether their products are good or not. So that, as far as I'm concerned, is unrelated to the product, and that's just giving me a free holiday. Now you're trying to color my opinion. So this is sponsored content. Sending me a free sample is not sponsored content because I need the sample in order to review it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I can see, you can make an argument, like, I think Gamers Nexus these days, I don't think they take free samples for anything, do they? Do they pay for everything that they review now?
I think they take all of the free samples for the actual reviews.
Okay, yeah.
All of the GPUs.
Yeah, because they buy a lot of stuff, but they probably still take some free samples then.
But they also have to.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, the only
you can't buy literally everything, can you?
But it's also a case of the only way you're going to get a 4090 2 weeks before the release date to be able to do your review for day one is by being given it by NVIDIA.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I was going to say,
you cannot buy that ahead of time to be able to do the review.
Yeah.
So there are situations where it's a case of you literally have to take it from the supplier.
Yeah. So I guess one could argue, well, you could send it back, kind of thing, and it's just like, I guess. So you could be super anal and say, you know, like pre-revenue said, it's not sponsored, but it's still compensation. I guess, you know, ultimately it comes down to a level of trust. But yeah, for me, my definition of sponsorship is when the company starts having any kind of creative or directorial input. Now, as an example, Creality set deadlines for me, which I was not contractually obligated to follow. I did not sign any kind of contract with Creality. However, after they sent me the printer, they did say, we would like to see a draft of your script by this date, and we would like to see a draft of the video by this date, and we would like the video to be posted by this date. Now, because they got to see and when I sent them the script, I also said in the email, I said, here's the script, and I said to them, let me know if there's anything that I've not covered that you would like me to cover. And the reason why I said that was not because I was giving them the option of colouring my opinion or anything, but simply if there were any features that I had missed.
Yeah.
They said, no, we're happy with your script. So they did not make any alterations to the script. And with the deadlines, I was like, okay, I have not signed a contract that makes me obligated to follow these deadlines. However, because I'm extremely unorganized, I'm going to do my best to hit these deadlines so this gets done. And I think that's why they set the deadlines. Yeah. Because they just want to make sure that it actually gets done. Yeah. Because they know what YouTubers are like. Yeah. And considering they sent me about 600 or 700 quid's worth of gear, I was like, you know what? I'll do your deadlines because you've given me 600 or 700 quid's worth of equipment here. So I did that, and then I sent them the draft. I said, yep, here's the draft. And because of timings, I said, however, I'm not going to post it this week when you said you wanted it posted. I'm going to post it next week because of scheduling. Because I had just done the Fractal Pop Air review, and I didn't want to put out 2 reviews in a row. So I delayed it by a week. You know, and they were just like, hey, you haven't posted the video yet. And I said, nope, it's going to be going out next week. And they're like, okay. Which also reinforces my opinion that they didn't really care. They just wanted to make sure it actually got done. Yeah. You know. So that was an example of how that review went. And that was probably the most official process I've gone through. Because usually people just, usually I just say, yes, I'll do the review. They send me the stuff, and they do it in good faith that I will actually deliver a video. Speaking of which, I owe Insta360 another video because they sent me another link and they sent me their Steadicam, which I'll show off on stream because I bloody owe them a video.
It's under the microscope, isn't it? The big one.
That's the box for it. Where do I actually put the thing? It's not in the box at the moment.
Why is it not in the box for the thing?
Because I've had it out in front of me to remind me to actually make a heckin' video about it. There it is.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah, because I owe Insta360 a video for the Insta360 Flow, which is their Steadicam. Show us the cam. Yeah, hang on a minute. This is the 3D printer doing the thing. You get the idea. Whoop. Let me put my phone in it just so it makes sense. Whoop. It's a handheld gimbal, you know. A lot of people have probably seen one of these before, but... Whoop. Haha. And I go, whoop. There we go. So that does that, and that does that. And it's a gimbal thing, so I can control the camera. And it smooths the motion, stuff like that. So I've been using this recently for doing hero shots of stuff. And I owe Insta360 a video for this because also it's got their AI stuff in it and things like that, so it can track objects and that kind of thing. And yeah, I've got to make a video about this, and I've been struggling for how to make that video, which is why it hasn't occurred yet. But like I've had this for a couple of months now, and Insta360 are being very patient with me, and I need to actually make a video for them. However, I'm not contractually obligated to. They just sent it to me on good faith. But yeah, however, you know, I'm going to be fair. I've got mixed opinions about this. It's pretty good. So yeah, I have nothing else to say about it so far because I've got to make a video. But yeah,
Are you getting on with it better now?
I need more practice with it because the problem is I keep using it for a while and then putting it down and forgetting how to use it again. because the controls for it are a little bit confusing. That's going to be one of my criticisms of it, is that it's not very intuitive. Like, it does all the things, it works.
Oh, that does twist. Okay.
Yeah, it's just not very intuitive, and some of the controls for it are like, that's just bad. Like, for example, it has different modes. And it's got that twisty ring that you just found, but also the face buttons on it are touch sensitive as well.
Yeah.
And you can do sweep gestures to change mode. But that gesture is incredibly finicky, and I can only hit it like 25% of the time. So I'm just like,
Most not bad.
So, yeah.
I like that it will power the device, though.
Yeah, it's the accessory kit for it is really good. It came with a natty little light as well. So
is it a detachable battery?
I don't think so. It's just weirdly see-through, and you can see the battery, and it just looks like an 18650 in there, or whatever.
Oh, the battery goes in there.
Yeah, yeah. Jonathan E, thank you for the 10 Canadians. I think that if you're reviewing a product, you are providing a valuable service and should be compensated for your effort. Yeah, that does beg the question. I'm not sure why that bit's there. Is there like a diagnostic port behind there or something like that? Program.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. So one could argue that the free sample is my payment for reviewing your product, and that is also a strong argument to be made. But ultimately, with this whole conversation, it comes down to a level of trust. I think you just, ultimately I'm saying, trust me, bro, this is my honest opinion. And there's no other way around it, really. Because, like, when someone says, if you didn't pay for it, then, if you were given it as for free, that's going to color your opinion. I'm like, yeah, but if I bought it with my own money, I'm invested in it, which means I'm going to try and find the good parts of it as well. So you can twist that both ways. So yeah. Anyway. Do it outside the park. Yeah.
I guess it depends. Because if you are of the size where you know that even if you put up a video saying that it's terrible, so you'll never get a review sample from that company again.
Yeah.
But the video performance will more than pay for the cost of purchasing the part.
Yeah.
Arguably, you are free of any particular influence because you know that it doesn't matter what you say, the performance of the video will pay for the purchase of the goods in the future.
Yeah.
If you need to do that.
And there's probably, I hesitate to suggest that there's probably some channels out there where they consider it a good thing to get something that's bad because everyone loves to dunk on something, But I don't know. Or failing that, a channel is just big enough that even if you don't like something and you give it a bad rap, the company will still think that the exposure is good enough or something. Like Short Circuit is a very interesting example of this because there have been plenty of devices. Like, don't get me wrong, Short Circuit is not a good review channel per se.
Yeah.
However, also there's been plenty of products where they have shown off a product and been like, I don't get it. I don't see why this thing exists. I don't think, I wouldn't buy this.
Interesting.
They have done plenty of videos like that before as well.
Yeah.
I guess they can obviously do this just because, they don't care if the company sends them another product or not. They make money by making videos, not by also it's a case of like, I'm not selling the free samples that I'm getting. So, you're not making money that way either. You only make money on it if it's a product that you otherwise wanted to get, if you see what I mean. I don't know. That's a grey area.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel it's kind of a case though that obviously if you're intentionally going out of your way to message manufacturers of items asking for stuff with a comment of giving them a good review, obviously that's an entirely different interaction. If you are soliciting items on the proviso of your good review,
Yeah.
That's an entirely different situation, and it's a case of, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but just a case of obviously to take it as a complete extreme, away from the idea of a company coming to you and saying, here is a sample for you to review.
Usually the company will approach.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm just saying, you know, to give the inverse, effectively, and it's a case of, what would people say about that?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because if people are saying, oh, you reviewed a product and you didn't buy it, you're biased. It's kind of a case of, I don't know. I think ultimately people will always find a reason to distrust you.
Yeah.
People always find a reason, however invalid, to infer something negative about someone.
Yes, this is fair.
So it's kind of a case of, obviously,
and this is why I don't take it personally.
You need to go with the majority voice ultimately.
Yeah. Because and that's also why my conclusion with the review thing is a case of, ultimately it's going to come down to trust me, bro. Because you know, you know, at the start of all of my review videos now, I have the little disclaimer that just says, you know, free sample provided, and then, you know, I haven't had an actual sponsorship yet, but when the time comes round, there will be that little cash money symbol there saying, I got paid to make this video in actual cash, not in products and or services per se. And if I do a review where I have contractual obligations to fulfill, I'm trying to figure out what wording to use, but I want to have a sign that says I was contractually obligated to complete this video or something like that. Although I don't know if that's necessary.
I wouldn't.
Or,
if the contractual
obligation, I mean, is it sporting to say, you know, I signed a contract agreeing to make this video?
I don't think so. If the full extent of the obligation was, you must actually make a video reviewing this product.
Yeah.
Because that's just the agreement that you've agreed to.
Well, yeah, that's it. Technically, any review sample I do, I'm doing that anyway. And if I don't actually make a video on a sample I've received, I've broken a verbal contract with that company anyway. It is
reasonable. It is certainly quite reasonable for a company to turn around and go, you know, you need to send this back.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, here's an invoice for the cost of the item.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, basically, is, you know, that's certainly how I'd say it. And a case of your way of not doing that is by releasing the video that you said you would.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously if they then turn around and go, no, we didn't like the video, we're billing you anyway, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah. Yes.
That's when it becomes MSI laptop reviews.
Yes.
Yeah. But if it's a case of like, I was given this product for the purpose of reviewing, of recording an advert for it, that is completely different.
Definitely. Yeah.
Or I was
cash payment is a very, very different animal to anything else.
Well, not even cash payment. The supplier of the item said, you are making an advert of this product. Here is the product. They don't give you any money, but they are telling you are making an advert.
Sure. Yeah.
You now have to spin it in a positive light. You have to be, you know, you have to say what's good about it and so on. And arguably, you're not going to say anything bad about it because it's an advert. In the same way as if you say, we want you to do this video and we want you to record a how-to that will go on our official brand website for how to install this CPU cooler. That is, again, a different interaction to, here's a CPU cooler, please do a review.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily saying it affects the output in its integrity, but you get a different output because the video is intended to do a different thing.
Yes.
And it's just a case of it depends on what the initial engagement is, I think.
Yeah.
But it's also just looping back to what you're saying about you know, the company saying, come look at our factory, here's a stay in the 4-star hotel, and here's the flights, and here's, you know, £700 in restaurant vouchers and things like that. That's inducements. You know, those are inducements.
Is that the term for it? Inducement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because at that point, see, because I was like, that is payment in service per se. which is not a cash payment, but it is a payment in a service that was not required to evaluate the product as such.
Yeah.
So inducement is the term for that.
To speak of something that I have a great knowledge of for that, there used to be in certain industries effectively an unwritten agreement.
Yeah.
The reason it was unwritten was arguably the fact it was, morally questionable.
Yeah.
That if you put a certain percentage of business with a certain company, if you put a sufficiently commensurate value to that company would then happen to get you tickets to, the paddock pass for the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Okay.
You'd happen to randomly get in the post 2 tickets for that £7,000 event.
Just a gift.
You'd randomly happen to go, oh look, here's that hotel and golf course we were talking about. Funny how you've got a booking for that week you said you wanted off.
Yeah.
That stuff would just happen.
Yeah. That is definitely what was the
inducement.
Inducement, yeah.
Stuff like that, or as a case of with pharmaceuticals. For some reason, the conference announcing the new pharmaceutical would happen to happen on a Tuesday afternoon in Malibu or in Hawaii or in random insert nice tropical island here.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the only flights to the island that were available were, Saturday morning and leaving Friday evening the week after. For some reason, you had to spend a full 14 days there. You couldn't get any other flights.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, there's also, all expenses paid for the accommodation and the food and the drink and so on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's going to make you want to sell that company's products because they conveniently give you free holidays.
Yeah.
That are just a gift kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a case of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Obviously, it comes slightly difficult when it's things that don't have a specific value.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of, because the thing doesn't even exist out in the world, so, they're creating an experience or they're giving an access that wouldn't even exist.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it is a case of certainly an awful lot of industries now have regulator demanded recording of inducements and gifts and things like that.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
To account for that.
Yeah, for that exact reason. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's definitely a very glaring issue of it. Yeah. Like, there's plenty of other there's plenty of other cases that I could point out of this happening in the real world, in current events, but yeah, that kind of goes off topic now. But yeah, okay. Well, to wrap up then in that case, yeah, well, that's my opinion of review stuff. So yeah, I get free samples. I disclose that I got a free sample. I think that's enough for me. Any reviews I do are my genuine opinion. Trust me, bro, basically. So
yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Crazy Yo says, random question, but the new videos are kind of considered to be Let's Build Computers. How come they're titled as LFC episodes? I'm trying to... I want to consolidate everything into single episode numbers, because the point of an episode number is that if you want to refer to a video, you can just simply say, I covered this in video number XYZ. And you can just search for that video number instead of having to remember what the title of that video was. And the problem is having multiple series going, like Let's Build Computers, Let's Fix Computers, and stuff like that, was, and Let's Review, because Let's Review was a series at some point. That now means that you now have to remember, like, was it a Let's Build or a Let's Review? And some of the videos are kind of a bit of both. And I'm like, everything is now just Let's Fix Computers. And even then, I've dropped Let's Fix Computers from the title cards now. It's just still an LFC episode number, and I say, welcome to Let's Fix Computers. But that's kind of just because, like, that's just been the deal the whole time, really. And just sometimes I'll open an episode with welcome to Adamant IT instead. But yeah. So yes. But however, yes, I've dropped the series of Let's Build Computers just to simplify, just so there is one series of episode numbers, basically. So yeah. Going to be another 20 minutes or so. Let's see. The printer... oh, 2 minutes to go, apparently. Oh, no, hang on a sec. File. Oh, the slice... I'm not sure what the difference there is. It's going to be either 7 minutes or 2 minutes.
Or 30.
Yeah. I think it's because there's a difference between where it's up to in the file and where it's up to in the printing slightly, I think. I'm not sure. It's a little bit loose as well, because the time estimates are based on what the slicer thought it would take, which isn't necessarily with how long the printer actually took to do it. It's an estimate. So the time estimates come from our estimates, not what the printer says it can do it in. So yeah, either way, it's nearly done.
Does the slicer know which printer you have?
Yes, it does.
So the slicer does know roughly how fast the printer is.
Yes.
So if you got something that was, Super Ultra Printer Mark 7 that was 4 times faster at laying stuff down, it would adjust its estimate.
Exactly. So the slicer knows that the printer is capable of moving at this speed and extruding at this speed. And so it can say, well, based on the capabilities of your printer, it should be able to do it in approximately this time. However, if the printer just stutters and takes a moment before it then moves on to the next instruction, that's a delay, So it's usually roughly on the board. I've never been waiting for more than a minute or two at the end of a long print while the time has been on 0, kind of thing. So yeah, this one is stringing like hell, but again, this filament seems to be a bit weird, but I could cut off all of that string stuff, so not too fussed there.
I find it just interesting, kind of the layer effect you get on it. Like, detach. Like this effect.
Yes.
Where you've got that, I just find it odd that is a thing.
I mean,
to a degree, given the degree of accuracy it can print to, the fact that is then a thing and that it's that uniform every single time. It's just weird that it doesn't vary, given the degree of tolerance isn't literally picometer.
Yeah.
But the variance in the actual layer placement and stuff is that.
Well, it can be
in the final product.
I've just gone to Benchcam just to show. But yeah, it can be varied because hang on a sec.
Zoom. Enhance.
Which way is up on this, just so I don't drop all the dice anywhere? Do you want to play a game of Knucklebones?
Sure.
So yeah, the grain in the print, you can adjust the grain of the print for how big the layers are.
Oh yeah, no, I know you can adjust it. It surprises me that it does not wobble. It does not vary.
See, yeah.
There is not a progression in it. It is virtually uniform.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a precision device, so why would it be then?
Because there's still a degree of inaccuracy. That's the same as saying why do processors operate at different speeds.
Yeah.
They're precision devices. Yes.
Yeah.
However...
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm surprised as to how uniform the grain is.
Oh, okay,
I would have expected more variance in the grain.
Yeah. No, the closest you get for that is just when there are printing faults. Like, I've got a good example of this, actually, because I've got a slightly misprinted version of these prints here. This was an early one I did. It didn't adhere to the printer bed properly. It didn't adhere to the printer bed properly. This isn't coming out very well on camera because it's black, but it's bent up in the corner where it didn't stick to the bed. And so that's what happens when it goes wobbly, basically. But you can still get something that is still a chunk of plastic.
So did the layers effectively just squish?
Yes. So it was lifting up. So every time the print head came across again, it flattened it against the bed, but then it lifted up again. So they were kind of just squishing together slightly instead of layering.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, that was
the printer didn't somehow detect it and just start printing upwards.
no.
Effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, you wouldn't want it to, because eventually it will self-correct. As you can see on this one, the top actually ended up being flat. So
Yeah.
you can actually end up with something usable. It's just not very attractive because typically it goes wonky. So,
I presume you couldn't repeatably print that though, or could you repeatedly print a curve like that on?
I mean, if it was in the file, yeah.
What would effectively be the base, or does the base has to be flat?
No, it doesn't have to. You can so you can print angles. Anything past 45 degrees will need support, but you could add support to allow it to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
You wouldn't have to print it that way up, effectively.
No, although if you wanted that kind of curve, you would print it that way up. But yeah, as an example though, hang on a sec, before we actually commence our game of Knucklebones, if I go to, where's, oh my god, desktop, create this. If we, new project, this scroll wheel is balked. Let's see, where was, yeah, so the crow's nest, this was a good example. This crow's nest, this requires a massive amount of support because this entire middle section is floating. So if I generate the support on that, and let's just do tree, build plate, slice, and preview. So there's the actual support that it printed for that. So go away. You can see that it actually built all of this guff up the side in order to support those edges there.
But also so actually minimized the contact patches
so
from the top
off.
of the support. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, very clever for it to have automatically calculated.
Yeah. And these supports are really great because when you print that much support, you kind of assume that that's going to damage it when you break off the support, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. So yeah. So yes, Knucklebones.
Yes.
Do you know how to play Knucklebones?
No.
Okay, so
I understand the idea is to get numbers.
Yes. Right. Okay. So this is Knucklebones. So we take turns to roll dice. You add up your dice for your total score. The highest score wins.
Okay.
Now, if I place, let's say that you have a 4 here. If I roll a 4 as well,
yes,
I can place my 4 in the opposing column to yours.
Yes.
And that negates your 4.
Okay. Do I get the dice back?
You get the dice back, and it clears your section.
Okay.
However, obviously, it removes it from your score because it's no longer on your side.
But you can't effectively dice out.
No. So the game ends when someone's side is full, which would be kind of dicing out in a way.
Yeah.
If I roll another 4, I have a choice. I could put it there, and it doubles the value of these dice. So these become 16 instead of 8.
Okay.
However, that's a risk because if you then roll a 4, you're going to wipe out 2 of my 4s.
Yes.
Whereas if I'd opted to split them up, that's safer because you can only get rid of one of them at a time. Hence the risk and reward.
Okay.
You can go up to triple dice if one is so inclined.
Very well.
So, you may go first.
Okay.
It's a 4.
It was foretold.
I see.
It's a 4.
Not quite. For a moment, I thought it was going to be a 4, and I'm like, are these were really cheap dice.
These are the weighted die I printed myself.
Yes. You can do that.
They will always score a 4 or a 1.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
Yeah. Aha.
Aha.
You don't get a 3.
Okay. I get a 3.
I see. What will you do? I see. 6. Okay. Put that there.
Ah.
Rude. What does this channel become? Well, this was supposed to buy time until the 3D printer finished. It has just finished, but well, this is what we're doing now. Oh, I'm gonna go for that.
Very well.
Ah! Pain. My days. It's not look. I'm in bad shape now. Yeah, get rid of that 3. Get that out of here.
Oh. Let's try that
Yeah,
again.
I think we're going to assume that it's got to land in the trait account. Oh my days! Are you taking pity on me? 2. Thanks. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win this, guys. Oh, come on, man. Beginner's luck. Thanks. Get rid of your 3. Oh man. Okay, I'm not doing. I can't add up these numbers on the fly, but I can tell that I'm losing. Oh.
I don't understand how I have more dice on there than you do.
Ah.
I don't understand how that's occurred.
Because sometimes, because you have removed more of my dice than I have of yours. Like I've just taken 2 of yours out. So I've added 1 but removed 2 from your end.
Oh yes, of course.
So, yeah.
Because I don't re-roll both of these, I only re-roll one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this is why a game can actually go very quickly or take a long time. Because if you keep removing dice from each other's side, the game's going to go on longer. Oh, my days. 5.
Decisions.
Yeah, I'm going to take your 5. Be gone. Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't double it up then, isn't it? Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, be gone with your 6.
No.
Yeah, literally no you. No you.
I think I just flipped that one over.
Did anyone see? Did he flip the 2? What was it on before? I wasn't looking. The chat doesn't know because they've all left. 1. Thanks. I hate it. It was 2. Okay, fine.
Okay. I thought I flipped it. Oh, it's a 1.
Nope. 5. Let's do that. All right, I'm in good shape, actually. That looks like I'm winning at the moment, I think. Thanks, I guess. Nah, no you. I'm going to put that there because you've got a column filled with junk. So I'm going to leave that column filled with junk because now I can put my high value dice over here and you can't do anything about it.
Indeed.
Oh. This is the first time I've actually used this set. 3. Okay. Watch me just roll 1s in that column now. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I'm still okay. I don't know, you've got... Yeah, I think I'm still winning overall. Is anyone running the numbers on this? Whoop. 5. Okay. Nah. 2. Ah, get wrecked.
Oops. Huh.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't paying attention. 1. Ah, thanks. I'm going to put that there again.
Very well.
This game's going to go on forever. This was not supposed to take this long. Also, I think it's swung as well. I think I'm fairly certain you're in the lead at the moment. 1. I'm going to put that there because I need to clear your side because you're going to win, I think.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Whoops.
2. There, I think.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Fuck's sake.
Heck. Because I'm sideways, it's really hard to roll in the tray. The top row 2 was a 1. Apparently that was a 1. According
Really?
to chat. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You've been downgraded.
Oh, well.
Although actually that benefits you because it doubles up, so. All right. There, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. That ends the game because you have filled your board. So what is that? 24. Okay, you count up your side. I'm going to count up my side. However, I'm fairly certain you've won.
So I don't get 12. I get 24.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I double what the combined score is.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got 32, but I think...
have 42.
Yeah. So yes, Caradog wins. There we go. All right, that was Knucklebones, everyone.
Hey.
That is the dice game from Cult of the Lamb that
I was really hoping that I'd throw another 6 in there and then could just put a 6 in here and just be like, I have won. Yeah. The game is over. Goodbye.
Yes. There we go. All right. And meanwhile, the 3D print. Whoop. The 3D print is completed. I'm going to go and get it. Whoop. That one. There we go.
It's a simple enough concept, but there is significant swing in that.
Yeah. I like it because it's one of those like very fast to learn, and there's a decent amount of RNG in it. So like there are strategies that you can do and good moves you can make, but ultimately it is still a roll of the dice, which keeps it fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Ah, you're still on. Good evening. Hello, Wild Floor Lamp. We're probably going to finish up soon, I think, because we kind of run out of things to do, and a 3D printer's just finished, so I'm going to check if it fits properly. I've got to. Is there a knife there? Yeah. Can you pass me that knife? Thank you. Got to break all the nonsense out from it. Take that off. Right. Oh, those tips have gone a little bit sideways, but they're not terrible.
Oh yeah, they're not terrible. Cuts off. Ah!
Yeah. Just cut off the strings.
Is that caused by the printer effectively leaking?
Yeah, so it's like with a hot glue gun. When you lift it away, it pulls it. You get, like cheese, like mozzarella cheese, basically. And better filament will string less, and different setups will reduce stringing. However, I have not figured out how to get this filament to not string, basically.
And I presume the printer effectively can't pull it in backwards.
No, not...
because obviously it's been molten.
Yeah, not in a meaningful way, I don't think. So, yeah. Hello, Chris, how you doing? Long time no see. So, yeah, and... Some of it comes down to quality. I think there is such a thing as just crap filament, which is just bad stuff. However, once you've bought it, it's a case of, well, I'm not going to chuck out a kilogram spool of plastic that I just bought for 20 quid or however much. I'm just going to try and figure out how to make it work, or just remember that it's not particularly good and thus not to use it on anything important, kind of thing. This is probably going to need more time. I think I'll probably clean this up off camera. However, that is the front bow of the ship. So there's two little plastic posts that will join those two together. That will go on there, and that's the front end of the ship that opens up, and then there is a separate bit for the cannon that pokes out the front of the ship. And it will be like, pew! So that's that. Whoop. But yeah, that's it's on its way. It's nearly there. So yes, the skirt doesn't look leveled right. Yeah, the skirt the brim that I did that started out at the wrong temperature because the slicing software I've got set to 200 degrees, and this definitely needs 210. I tried running it at 215 and it bubbled a lot, so it didn't like that either. So I'm kind of not sure what the right answer for this filament is.
What, as in like that?
No, that's just adhesion problems, that one. Although again, this the black filament, which is the Creality stuff, I'm gonna put that way up because I don't know how delicate those fins are. The black filament I've got. Let me zoom in so I can show off the result. The black filament is very prone to. There you go. Can you see that bumping there? It's very prone to doing that, and I'm not sure how to fix that yet. By comparison, the white filament that came with the printer, like the 200-gram spool that just came in the box, that has been flawless and does really great prints every time. The black filament is okay in straight lines. Like, this case came out pretty good, but slopes it seems to hate. So, yeah. Nikolai says, for every filament, run 3 tests. Temperature lower, stringing test, and finally extrusion width calibration. Okay. Align your seams to remove blobs and zits. What does that mean, align seams?
Because I presume this was a single print.
Yes. Yeah, that was a single part.
Oh, and obviously it doesn't matter that it's sloped because it's sloping inwards, so it's supported by the infill.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Which is effectively a support, obviously.
Wish you lived nearer so you could spend the day tuning the printer. Yeah, I need to, at some point we should have a conversation where you just say, run the following tests and show me the results and I'll tell you what to change, kind of thing. So yeah. All right.
It's kind of natty though.
Yeah, like like I say, this is not coming out. This isn't great. Like, you know, the propellers and stuff have got lots of bumps and bits on them and stuff. And I was a bit like, oh, those didn't come out great, you know. But I still love the novelty of the fact that I downloaded this. Basically, yeah. This is really cool that I just downloaded this, and it's been fun and entertaining to put it together. You know. And like, I'm having to resist the urge to buy lots of cool colors of filament that I'm like, ooh, pretty, because it's, you know, it's 20 quid a pop every time I buy a spool of filament, and you buy 5 spools of it, you just spent 100 quid.
Yeah.
And like, you use so little on a print, you know, like I've spent grand total of about 2 or 3 quid printing this in spool. So it's incredibly cheap to make. Like, this was like 4 pence. Kind of thing to make. So like, and some of the components, it's taken like the spindles for these, the prop shafts, I did like 7 different prints to get that right. I had to adjust the size of it to make it fit properly. But considering it costs pennies for each print, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So when you buy stuff that's 3D printed, you're not paying for the materials. What you're paying for is the time it took to get it right. You know, you're really paying for the time it took them to get their printer set up just right, so they were knocking out solid prints every time.
Yeah, because it's like on this layer here, there's just a layer where it's not aligned.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks a bit weird.
There's just a misalignment there, and then there's this really big line here where it just was slightly recessed.
Like I say, this grey silver stuff is just I need to. It's the spool is called eSun, ESUN, and it's labeled as PLA plus. And yeah, I'm not going to buy that again. That's definitely a bit odd. So yeah. Oh, Kyle, hello, and thank you very much for the 20 quid for filament funding. Much appreciated, dude.
Ah.
I hope you're doing well. Familiar face. So yeah. Really keen to see how you progress. I'm just starting out with an Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro, and you're still learning too. So yeah. These brands, man. Maloon, Elegoo. But yeah. Cool, yeah. Well, I'm going to share more. Like, I'll quickly show off another thing. Like, another thing that's in the works. We're going to finish up in a minute because we're coming up to 3 hours. But the next time that you guys are going to see the 3D printer in a video is Elecro. Elecro make LCD screens for integrated systems. So, like, if you go to a trade show and they've got a big like advertising board set up with their product, and it's got a little touch screen on that allows you to explore the products and stuff. This is the kind of touch screen it would be, and Elecro make these. So this is the Elecro Crovision something. It's a 12-inch touch screen module, and it's got a mini HDMI input on it. It's got a touch screen, and those are the control things, and it's powered off a 12-volt input, and it's got it's got an audio output, so you can have speakers coming out of it, and there's like a little extra wire there, so you can have separate buttons elsewhere, and blah blah blah. And they offered to send me a sample, and I was like, what I wanted to do was try and build this thing up and say, here's how you could buy a screen like this and use it as a side display for your PC to like put Discord on or something like that. So I've been printing a 3D printed housing for it. This is a half thing because I can't print an entire housing on the printer is not big enough. And so what I've got here is half of a 3D printed housing, and that's going to go on the back there. And then I need to do the other half that covers the other half of it. And then I need to do another print run of this and drill some holes in with some VESA mounts. So then I'll have a tiny little monitor. That's the plan. A tiny little monitor with VESA mounts on it, so I can attach that to my arm-mounted monitor stand. And like I'll do another. This was supposed to be this side, but I mirrored it wrong, and it's on the wrong side. But the other one will have a cutout for this board, so I can plug cables into it and stuff like that. And so the idea is just if you have access to a 3D printer, the idea of the video will be to show you how you can buy these things that come just as this bare LCD. Like, you can mount like a Raspberry Pi to these mounting screws and stuff, but the question is like, you can buy this and it's cool, but what do you do with it, you know? So the idea of the video is to show you how you can use this to make a cool side screen for your PC, where you know, that's the point, you know. So that's what I'm working on there. And yeah, I 3D printed this, and this didn't come out very well. I had adhesion problems again, but that's the idea. That's what I'm working on. So yes.
Adamant 3D.
Adamant 3D, yeah. So that's the next time you guys are going to see the 3D printer on the channel. But that's the thing. I didn't just take the Ender 5 and run with it. I'm going to do stuff with it. I'm going to, you know, I want to do stuff and things. Big things, Caradog. Big.
Things. Yeah.
So yeah. New channel. No, I've got to do it all on one channel. Got to make that sweet money. So yeah, you can make a PLA ukulele. Maybe.
PLA-key?
I see. Bubbles is a sign that the filament has moisture. Okay, yeah, yeah. I am storing my filament in
desecrated bags.
Yes, desecrated bags. I am storing my filament in freezer bags with the desiccant bag in there. So I am storing all of my stuff properly. But the black stuff, that's been doing it since I got it, and it came vacuum sealed. So, you know, it's just been doing that from day dot, basically. And again, the white PLA that came with the printer, no problem at all. and that I have not stored that properly at all. So, yeah. But yeah. So yes, what kind of bed am I printing on? It's a I forget the name of it. Not carbon, ceramic.
It's a rectangular one with printing on.
It's one of these scratchy ones. Composite. It's one of the. It's got the scratchy finish on it. It's that one. Polycarbonate. That's the one. It's polycarbonate.
Why has it got fingerprints on it?
Because that's
touch here for biometric scanning.
That's where you pull it off. That's the point. Yeah. So, yeah.
You are allowed to remove this.
Yeah. So the polycarbonate stuff sticks to this well. My adhesion problems are 100% a leveling issue, basically. However, leveling this has been harder than leveling it for the middle is fine. So printing small stuff, not an issue. I have adhesion problems when I print big stuff because the front of it is sitting higher, and when I try to adjust to compensate, it then throws it off somewhere else. So basically, I just need to spend an afternoon dialing in a really good level on this bed, basically. So yeah, try glass, much nicer finish. Yeah, I might do. So yeah. All right, you're off to get food. Catch you later, says Si. Thank you very much, dude. See you on. Sunlu S1 Plus filament dry is a lifesaver. Highly recommend getting one. Okay. I will consider this because, like I say, I'm kind of investing in it. I am seriously considering offering 3D printing as a service in the shop. I'm not going to do it mail order, but just for people who are in the area, I think I'm going to offer it as a service, just so people who are in range can send me a file and then come and collect, kind of thing. Because that seems like it'd be a cool service to offer. Because at the moment, if you want to get something 3D printed and you don't have a mate with a 3D printer, you've got to send off to one of these services. And I don't know, that seems like a thing I could probably do. Just a thought. So yeah. You've just joined. What on earth are you talking about? We're talking about 3D printers. However, I think we're about to filament up. I think we're about to finish up, though, I'm afraid. Let's see. You ended up getting a filament dry and started getting good prints after running a dry cycle on the same filament that was giving you issues. That's interesting. Yeah. So I've seen that you can get, filament dryers and special storage boxes and stuff. I assumed that was mainly in the interest of preservation. It's interesting that you can actually dry the filament if it has already absorbed some moisture. So yeah. You moved your second 3D printer to the shop yesterday. There's a bunch of super useful things. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So far, I'm just printing off just stuff for me.
It's okay, you can print off Lenovo laptop hinges.
Probably be stronger than the originals, yeah. Yes. Tweebit has enjoyed this conversation in English. Are you trying to end the stream? Are you saying that we should go?
Yes. Goodbye.
I have enjoyed this conversation in English, though, yes.
Good.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Tweebit.
I'm going to go home.
All right. I mean, I wasn't going to get a lift with you today anyway.
And rest my voice.
Yes. How are you feeling? Is your voice shredded?
It's okay. It's okay.
Fair enough. It's been a bit hit and miss. I've been
absolutely.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I've enjoyed this conversation in Chinese brand names. Yeah.
This is my Wulong.
Wulong. Isn't it? And I was going to say, isn't that a type of tea? But that's oolong.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is my Wulong, and this is my Upong. And this is my
We need to stop because we're going to say something really racist without meaning to in a minute.
I'm just going through all of the cable brands.
Yeah.
And this is my Evergreen.
Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week. A bummer about the PCs. They were just all no-fault founds, basically, except for the one where just stuff wasn't plugged in. And I'm fairly certain the customer knew it wasn't plugged in because they tried to fix it already. I don't know. Anyway.
Who knows?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back next week with something else.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Maybe actually broken computers.
Well, I promise nothing, but yeah. Yeah. Have you got anything coming up? Was there a day
No.
that you weren't going to be around, or did I make that? Did I?
I don't know.
That?
I think I've done my weddings for the year.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right then. Good. Good that you didn't start watching early. Yeah. It was all. Oh well. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Yep. See you on Twitch. Thanks, Paige. See you on. And yes, when it's done, I'll be posting it your way. It might show up in bits. I promise nothing, but it's free because it was a well done for setting some heckin' amazing times in skies. So yeah, good job. Add a print camera to the Twitch screen. Well, if it's doing something, like I can monitor it, but I can't change it out, but whatever. Anyway, I'll be streaming God of War on Twitch tomorrow.
Boy.
Dad of Boy, yeah. HTTPS twitch.tv/NethSM. If you want to hear more of my dumb voice, tune in to me tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. I'll be streaming God of War. See you then. Bye for now, everyone. Toodles. When I find the stop button.
Where are you? Oh no.
And I'm so sorry. Bye.
I am. It's over.